We are live. Welcome to the RedBlue
Hello.
Pod number 89. Today we will cover something special. The top 10 best movies of everyone on the panel, plus Parker, even if he's not there. Cole has some notes that Parker provided Cole. Anyhow, how are you, Cole?
Pretty good. And yeah, I mean, not really notes, just again, mainly just the list in order. You didn't, write anything specifically for any of the films, but you see, I'll just like read that off or screen share it.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. What about you, Alex? How are you today?
I'm good, man. I'm very good. I got a nice shirt for the the thing. I'm eating soup. I've got my list. I'm ready.
Perfect. This is good news. What about you, Gray? How are you today, Gray?
I'm doing good, ready to talk about good movies for a change, things I actually enjoyed. So, that sounds awesome. Good times.
I don't know, man, because we have Multi with us, and
you're right. It still might get frustrating. I still don't understand the scale, but one of these days.
So, as some of you may have noticed, I am tired of war movies. So don't expect any of them in my top. Maybe not in the worst either, because we have seen so many really bad movies. Speaking of worst, next Monday we will share our worst. So let's
right after the Oscars.
The right moment. So yeah, I will start with my honorable mention, and then I will pass the mic to someone else that wants to go second, whoever wants to go second. I don't know how we will do it exactly, the rest after the honorable mention, but yeah.
My suggestions is we do it like a thing like this, like everyone does his number, and then we pass on to the next number. So like I'll go 10, then you'll go 10, then Gray will go 10, then Cole will go 10, then I'll go 9, and you'll go 9.
Down for that.
Perfect.
That's good. The trade-off.
Down for it as well. So my 3 honorable mention, because I only got 3. These 3, they didn't make the cut. One of them is the Batman from 2022. The biggest reason I haven't seen it since it came out. Okay, but I remember liking it.
You know that like the best of the year are supposed to be the movies that came out that year, right?
Guess it's only honorable because it wasn't in 2023.
Sure.
Yeah, but yeah, like I will be honest, like my top is from every year because I can't remember every single movie we covered this year. I do remember my favorite ones, but
this is already frustrating.
You could Google just released in 2023, and then that would give you a clue as to which ones were. But fair enough. No shame in it. Your list might be better than ours if you're going all time, though. But fair enough. I don't think my contenders from this last year could hold up to any year.
Actually, 2022 had good movies, but
I thought we were talking about 2023, though.
Yeah, 2023 also had good movies.
You said the movies from this year were better than 2022.
Yeah.
I don't know if I agree with that, but
I think I would agree. Actually. But yeah, my second honorable mention, again, I kind of cheated because, Iron Man, the first one.
Best movie from 2023.
Yeah, it's very much so.
Hell yeah. That's how we do it. Let's cheat. Next up would be that one will be another weird one. That one is more like I liked watching it again, but I know it's not as good as my top 10. That's why I didn't make the cut. But this is something we will actually cover next week. The Amazing Spider-Man. I liked it so much. So these are 3 honorable mentions. I know I cheat. So coming next, Cole, because he's laughing. Go for it, bro.
Oh, for my honorable mentions, okay. Sure.
He's not the only one laughing at you. Just so you know.
He's the louder one. He's the loudest one.
Sure, I'll just say a bunch of things that didn't make the list, but I'm also just gonna preference some things first with this. just a few points. It definitely isn't a finalized list at all. Things change for me over time while thinking about, things, and I have to rewatching them. So, and that actually happened with one film that made number 8. I rewatched it and thought about it more, and I loved it even more. Plus, there were films I need to rewatch to get the full experience before grading them, as unfortunately I saw them in less than ideal situations. That happened with The Boy and the Heron and When Evil Lurks. And I need to rewatch those, but I'll just say when I do, they'll probably be in my top 10, like number 9 and number 10. So just to preference that. So you can, kind of put them, I guess, at like number 11 and number 10 or something like that. And also, finally, I haven't seen every film that I wanted to yet, especially when it comes to just films from other markets. I still have not seen Godzilla -1 and a lot of the French films Alex loved, because my theater sucks with being in Costa Rica and getting late releases for international and independent films. So I'm nowhere near done with it. This is also why I always tell people to wait a year before you do movie ranking lists. People who just rush them out in December, such as Jeremy Johns, or just people who only see general audience stuff that don't really care enough and who just miss out on films like The Zone of Interest and The Iron Claw. So yeah, unfortunately, missed out on some of those. But I did rate them on my account, though, to just make sure that I see them as soon as possible. But anyway, so for all my honorable mentions, so in no particular order, just The Boy and the Heron, When Evil Lurks, The Taste of Things, Perfect Days, Blackberry, Kokomo City, The Holdovers, Oppenheimer, The Iron Claw, Society of the Snow, John Wick Chapter 4. Oh, actually, sorry, 1 second. Somebody's at my door.
Oh, maybe it's my package that ended up.
John Wick was great. I liked it, but it's not one of my favorite. But since Cole is away, you can go, Alex, with your honorable mention if you got a few.
Honestly, I don't really do honorable mentions. I just have my full list.
Oh my, okay. Name 3 then, because I don't think Cole will take too long.
Sorry, yeah, my bad about
he's back.
that. Yeah,
he's
sorry.
already back.
Yeah, DoorDash. Sorry, I ordered a frap. Anyway, you continue reading. Iron Claw, Society of the Snow, John Wick Chapter 4, Bottoms, Beau is Afraid, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, The Rapture, Four Daughters, Hitman, which I did see at a friend sent me a screener. Its official release date, that was in June or so, on Netflix next year, which I would highly recommend checking out when you all can. Dream Scenario, still a Michael J. Fox movie about dry grasses. And then here are some other honorable mentions, but lesser ones, but ones I also just quickly wanted to say. Green Border, They Clone Tyrone, Ride Lane, How to Have Sex, Are You There, God, It's Me, Margaret, Asteroid City, Nimona, Saltburn, The Killer, Fallen Leaves, Passages, 1001, Robot Dreams, Evil Does Not Exist, and finally, the film that's currently being shelved because of some Karen, Magazine Dreams with Jonathan Majors. Thank you, Karen.
I like Dream Scenario as well, so maybe I could add it to my honorable mention, because now it's not really cheating anymore. Yeah. I liked it.
It's an okay film.
You gave it a 10 and said it was your favorite A24 film, and it's not in your top 10?
Well, no, you don't know about years or, how dates work.
Yeah, exactly. You're right. But actually, you're right. I gave it 10. So it will actually be in my top 10. It's no longer I just kicked out someone from my top 10, actually.
Which one is that?
Prisoner.
You kicked out Super Mario Brothers.
Prisoners in your top
Prisoner got kicked out from my top 10. Prisoners 2013.
Did you misread 2013 with 2023?
You know what? I think that all my top movies are going to be from 1922. That's what's going to happen now. Because of you, I'm switching the list.
Well, I've got a couple. I guess I also have 3, but a couple of them were mentioned by Cole. So I also, to preface this, I haven't seen every movie out there. There's still a bunch of them that I want to see, but these are the ones that I want to see again, that I think would hold up and warrant a rewatch. So my honorable mentions are also The Boy and the Heron. I fully expected that to be like on my top 10 list, but I don't know. Maybe it is the screening that I saw of it. There was like an annoying kid crying in it, so maybe that like kind of ruined some of my experience with it.
That happened sadly with Evil Dead Rise for me. It was the most annoying crowd ever.
But that's also a bad movie, Evil Dead Rise. So
That's a movie.
Listen, if you guys think American theater crowds are fucking annoying, try going to just any Spanish theater and try not punching everybody out.
Because they bring all of the kids, like
they don't care. They literally have no self-awareness for people around them. They'll just like keep arguing and talking around them, especially when they first get in there. If they get in late, like they just have no care at all.
Well, that was kind of my experience, and for some reason, like I was the aisle row right next to them, and I had to keep moving to let them out, and then they would just stand next to me and let the kid cry. So anyway, maybe my experience will change with rewatch. Usually, Studio Ghibli, like you just keep learning way more with each watch.
Release for a little while. I think it's like April.
Ah, damn.
Yeah,
I definitely want to see it again when it does get a digital release because. Yeah, my screening was kind of horrible. My next one would be Dream Scenario. I would like to see that one again. It's got a lot of visuals that stick with me. My next honorable mention would be Society of the Snow. I thought fully that I was going to hate this film. You know, like I'd seen Alive or whatever, thought I kind of knew the story. And it's like, come on, do we really need to see this? And it was just amazing the way that they put this all together and really kept my attention. I thought for sure not the movie for me, but okay. It is amazing. Like a lot of that is really sticking with me. I think I would like to see it again, but it's not one of those like happy films, if you will. So it's a little bit on the back burner for me to rewatch. And then my last honorable mention is Gran Turismo. Like I don't know why I really liked this film. I absolutely hated the games, and I'm not big into racing. So it's like, why the hell was this film so captivating? But it really was.
This movie was
just got edged out of my top 10.
Yeah, it was way better than it had any right to be.
For sure. And for any like, you know, video game adaptation one, it's like, why is this like so good? I don't know. So anyway, it's in my top 10. I would like to watch it again, but it just got edged out by a couple others. So those are my honorable mentions.
Okay. So now coming in last place for my top 10. So 10th place, Arrival 2016, and I remember giving that movie 9.9 out of 10.
I mean,
I'll be right
Like
back in a second.
So yeah, I just like that movie so much. And again, I cheat. I know. I'm sorry, guys.
So you're saying films like
release?
Are you saying films like May December won't be on here because they're lesser scores?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? The actual 2023 films.
To be honest, I can't remember if I gave a 9.5 or 9.7 May December. That's also why
you gave it a 9.5 because of Payson and Payson.
Are you sure it was pacing twice? Maybe
it was.
You see, I can't remember. That's why I didn't mention all 2023 movies because I can't remember.
Here's what you need to do. You need to do what I do. You need to get yourself a letterbox account and make lists of the shit you see.
This is
you need to make a letterbox.
That's what I do.
This is taking so much time, guys. I'm sorry.
This is now an unboxing, by the way. This is now an unboxing.
It'll take so much less time once you get the hang of it. Like to catch up now, yes, it'll take you a while. But once you're just entering them in as you go,
it's very fast.
It's going to be a smooth process.
Do you have a letterbox, Gray?
I'm still working on that. I'm trying to motivate Multi and myself towards it.
I have one.
You know what? I think I will give it a shot when we'll get enough time.
Once you create a letterbox, Gray, let me know so we can follow each other.
Yeah.
For sure.
So, Gray, you're next. What would be your 10th place in your top 10?
So, number 10 for me, it's a film that was really trying for me. I had really mixed feelings about it. There are moments in it where I really hated the film, but there's so many visuals that have just stuck with me. It is one of them that it's definitely on my list to rewatch. It's El Conde. It is such a haunting film, and it's just so gorgeous. Like I'm left with so many visuals of, you know, the nun taking flight, you know, even El Conde taking flight. But at the same time, it seems, I don't know. There's so many issues that I have with it, including the whole like kind of revisionist slash like really making an evil depiction of, I don't know, famous figures. I guess I'm specifically thinking Thatcher, not the dictator. But I don't know. I have mixed feelings about it, but there's so much that's just kind of been sticking with me and kind of haunting. So I don't know. I think it definitely deserves a place. It is one of them that I've thought about the most in 2023. So yeah, I think Il Conde is my number 10.
Okay. Well,
Very cool.
I will ask Alex, what would be your 10th place? in your
So
top
actually,
10?
so actually, I'm doing a top 22. That's the thing. That's why.
Okay, so place number 22.
Okay, so I
then.
was thinking Multi was cheating, but I don't know. I could come up with 22 from last year.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's fine. Since I cheat, that's fine.
There were two. Yeah, and all of mine are actually from 2023. So you know, at least
It's
there's
less
that.
cheating. Yeah, it's less cheating. It's cheating, but less cheating. Go for it.
So number 22 is going to be Saltburn for me. So yeah, I had tons of fun watching this movie. I think even though it is a little bit up his own ass at some points and it doesn't quite know how to deal with its subject matters from time to time, it's a very funny, very strange, very intense movie that I had tons of fun watching. So yeah, my 22nd place, last place of my top is Saltburn.
Okay.
I can definitely see why that would be on your list. I heard someone's criticism of it, and I can't think of it any other way now. I heard somebody say "untalented Mr. Ripley," and it's like, oh,
yeah,
I
I heard that review. I heard that as well. But I don't know. For me, it just really worked. It's a very funny film, and yeah, I just like the way that it's shot. I love the acting, and you know, all of those like shocking parts were for me the funniest parts of the whole thing. So I don't know.
I
like
get
a
it.
lot.
It's shot beautifully, and a lot of that stuck with me too. So
Yeah,
I can see it.
Yeah, and that karaoke scene is incredible.
Cool.
Not to mention the dance scene at the end. Like,
Absolutely.
that's so ballsy.
Okay, I need to tell you guys something now.
Oh, okay.
This movie, this is kind of the reason why. So this movie kind of had an impact on me because I watched Saltburn. I saw that dance scene at the end, and I was like, okay, Barry Keoghan is in really good shape. I am not. I need to lose weight, and now I've been dieting and going to the gym like because of that movie. I've lost 20 pounds already.
Oh yeah,
That's
man.
good.
So it's inspiring.
Yeah, there you go. So I guess that's why it's in my top because I was like, yeah, Barry Keoghan's hot. I need to.
Yeah. Sorry, I had to go for a second. So what was your 10?
In my 22nd, it's Saltburn.
I see.
Yeah, it's Saltburn.
And Cole, what about you? What would be your place number 10?
So my place number. Okay. Again, it isn't actually really my number 10. My number 10 is really Boy and the Heron or When Evil Lurks. But again, have to revisit them before placing them officially. So as a placeholder for now, and since I'll talk about it a bit more, since I wouldn't have much to say about the other two, since I need to revisit them, is Across the Spider-Verse. Now, I understand that this has some issues in the story.
Yeah.
It has plot holes. But in my opinion, I don't care as much about plot holes unless it's so bad that it ruins the whole story. And if like the main overarching story and characters and everything is enough to salvage it. And in my opinion, this did. I think I wasn't as big of a fan as the first Spider-Verse. I thought people overrated it. I thought it had issues with like the pacing, animation taking some shortcuts at points, the music and everything, some of the tone. But I thought some of the writing as well. But I thought Across the Spider-Verse just fixed all those things in the music, added in animation, writing, just literally everything, and then just turned it up to 10. And I thought the character and story and just like all the meanings and messages in it and the scenes and the tone was just all beautiful there. And I really dug it, especially just like the music and how they incorporated it into the story super well. And also from the given flashbacks to the first with certain scenes as well. Really loved all that. Of course, this has tons of amazing moments with the action and animation. Yeah, I really dug it. This was kind of like what I was hoping the first Spider-Verse would be like. But yeah, at least they got it right this time.
Okay. Do you want to add more?
No, I'm good. Again, I'm not
Okay.
going to be as long as others, but yeah.
My
Should we go
place.
back to Alex because he's on like
Oh
21?
yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
right.
Second.
So go
I'm
to
just-
number
I'm just doing
21,
something. Give me a
Alex.
second.
Well, sorry, I threw it to you right as you're doing the headphone thing. Well,
But that was clever. That was well thought, Gray. I gotta admit. So we are waiting for number 21 of Alex.
I'm here. All right. So,
Sweet.
my number 21. You can hear me still? It's good.
Yeah.
We're hearing you great. Hopefully, you
Cool.
can hear us in your lovely new headphones. They look
Yes,
awesome.
I can. They're actually awesome, and they're way more comfortable. So, number 21. Sorry, number 21 for me is going to be How to Have Sex. So yeah, this is a movie that really fucked me up. Especially about because of the way we all kind of discover sex and how the lines are always kind of blurred between consent and something else when we know we're starting out, and it's a bit uncomfortable. It's a bit weird, or it's hard to handle. It's a bit uncomfortable. I thought this movie just portrayed that extremely well, and the trauma attached with some of that, especially for women, is incredible. So yeah, and yeah, I just thought it was beautifully written. It's beautifully acted, beautifully shot. I don't know, this movie really had an impact on me, and yeah, it does make you kind of rethink all of those types of interactions that you've had throughout your life. It did for me. It did for all of the of my male friends that saw it. So yeah, I just think this is an amazing film, and it is my number 21. How to Have Sex.
That's awesome. I haven't heard of that one at all. I got to check that out for sure.
Yeah, well, it
Especially
wasn't
with,
my
you know-
honorable mention. You might have not heard it though, because I was
Yeah,
listing
but
them
it
off.
sounded a lot cooler when Alex was talking about it, so I'm sorry.
Yeah, 'cause
no, I
yeah,
did
this
notice
again,
it from
like,
yours. So I was gonna
I'll say
say,
this.
I was gonna say the two of those recommendations, I can take that very seriously. So
Yeah, and
I
I'll say
definitely
this
want to check that one out.
also about it. Like it was directed by a woman. It's her first film, and like this movie could only have been directed by a woman. I don't think a man could have directed the movie like this and made it so impactful and significant. And it's the type of movie that I wish was shown in high schools, especially for kids like 15 and up.
Well, you
I'm
know what
sure
it kind
it
of
was better
reminds
than
me
movies
of?
we saw at mine.
Yeah, you know what kind of reminds me of another film that was like a first time direction from a female that's kind of similar but with pregnancy. I believe it was Never, Rarely, Sometimes, Always. I don't know if you saw it, Alex.
What movie?
Never, Rarely, Sometimes, Always.
No, I didn't see that one. I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it.
Yeah, well, to me, it's kind of similar. First time direction and by a female, and kind of like it was that similar subject matter. It got popularity because a bunch of idiots, audiences on Metacritic downgraded it to hell to like literally a 0.1, like the lowest on the site, because they saw the promotional thing and everything and thought automatically it was going to be like anti-abortion film. But then it came, and it was nothing like that at all. But luckily, it's high on every other site. But yeah, that's how it got like popularity there. Yeah,
That's weird.
I really do recommend How to Have Sex. Again, it's a brilliant film, and yeah, I love it. So much.
Actually, my bad. It wasn't first time director. My bad there. It actually is by the director of Beach Rats. If you saw that one.
Okay.
My bad there.
That's all good.
Yeah.
Next up would be my place number 9 with another cheat code. Searching in 2018, 20 something.
It's 2017. I think
2017. Yeah. So I liked it so much because that father, man, that was sad. That was so sad.
We all felt that back in 2018.
Hell yeah.
It is a good movie though.
But I've seen it
really
like last year when we were covering Missing, which will be later on. But I just like that movie so much, and it's fast. Like you just put it on and watch it, and like you feel the trip,
Yeah, that's how movies work.
Next would be Alex. What is the next movie on your list?
Already?
Yeah.
I think since you have kind of double us,
Yeah.
let's-
Okay.
So basically, it'll
after
be
each
one
one of
other
us,
person
maybe.
and then you.
we might catch
Okay.
up by like the first one.
Okay, well, I guess we're in the top 20 now for me. Number 20 will be The Iron Claw.
Nice.
Yeah, I really like this movie. It is basically a Greek tragedy set in the sort of modern world of wrestling, which is not a world that I know at all. I'm not a wrestling fan, so all I knew was about wrestling was what The Rock is cooking and Hulk Hogan's mustache.
Also not bad Ric Flair after.
Yes, but yeah, this is a movie that I really, really liked. I think that it is criminal that Zac Efron did not get an Oscar nom for this. He is incredible in this movie.
Yeah.
So is the rest of the cast. To be fair, I saw it twice, and both times it really, really destroyed me. And yeah, there's barely anything that doesn't work in this for me. And there's only like one scene that kind of doesn't work, which is the one in the afterlife. But the rest of the film is so well done, so well written, and very much heartbreaking. Plus, the whole symbolism with the Iron Claw, like symbolizing how the father has like an iron grip on his sons' lives, and yeah, it's a beautiful film. Sean Durkin nailed it.
Yeah, just too bad he left out Chris.
I get why, honestly. I read on it after, and I understand why he did it. It's mostly because he put like some of his story like in the lives of the other characters, so he's kind of there in spirit. But I get why they did it, mostly for the sake of time and
Yeah, I get that, Owen, to not be repetitive. I just feel like you could have at least included him, like having side by side with like David or whatever it was, or Mike, whoever the character was who got like the brain damage and stuff. I just feel like he was crucial, especially how he did it and everything. Like he already left out a lot of Von Erich, so I mean, like that was fine, but you could at least added all the brothers.
Yeah, but yeah, overall, I just think like as a movie, I think it's just wonderful. It's heartbreaking, and it is my number 20.
Nice.
Okay. Coming next, Gray. What would be the 9th place for you?
So for me, again, I think it kind of comes to one that I want to see again, and again has really impacted me. So for number 9, I have Zone of Interest. Well, I don't think it's the most fun movie. It has really stuck with me, and there's been I don't know, so many times that I'm just thinking of like the mundane details going on. It's one of them that I've definitely spent the most time kind of looking into different interpretations. Like just the museum scene towards the end has so many different interpretations, I guess. Almost everyone out there is kind of seeing it a different way than I saw it. But Jonathan Glazer's films they all kind of stand out in a weird way. This one is definitely its own unique thing. I don't know if I've quite seen a movie like this that I don't know, just the audio is just so first off, it's nominated. I think it's going to win. That is one of my predictions for audio, but I haven't been haunted by just audio in a film before, and it really seems like what it's trying to do to you is so damn effective with the way that you're able to kind of zone it out, tune it out as well, even though it's some of the most horrific shit that could be put to audio. It really has a lot of power behind it, even though they're just doing very mundane things. I don't know, this one really affected me in a bunch of different ways that I didn't expect. It is kind of hard to recommend, like you need to see this, but I haven't heard it not affecting anybody. I know it wasn't Multi's favorite, but I don't know, just something about this, it's so haunting. And then when I did rewatch it, I didn't notice the dog in every single scene, and just nobody's paying attention to it. It is kind of like this last link to the normal world, but they're just not paying attention to it, which works on a completely different level with this. It's one of the most impactful films this last year for me. So coming in at number 9 for me was Zone of Interest.
Okay, cool. What would be your 9th place?
Oh, you didn't want Alex to go next. Okay.
Alex is after you. Don't worry.
Okay. Okay. But my number 9 would be again just temporary because of the other two, but still at number 9. So it'd be like my number 11. Killers of the Flower Moon. This is a film that I think is overshadowed because of other films that came out this year that people personally attach to more and do think are a bit better. And
I agree.
I agree, but I then got this like reputation, I think, of it not being actually like that great or anything, and because it has, a similar style with Scorsese, so they kind of just compare it to other films and say it's like basic or lesser, which I completely disagree with. And I think people are being like so disrespectful and just like unappreciative of Scorsese these days. Like this film, I think, has incredible creative direction actually, and editing and cinematography and other aspects, unlike what people say. And I think it's so engaging, and he tells the story incredibly well. And the acting by everybody is just amazing. And it's just so engaging from start to finish. And the music, the original songs there, just like everything. And again, another thing that I think they're being so disrespectful with Leonardo DiCaprio, just because they wanted other newer actors to get nominated or appreciation. They kind of like shut out Leonardo DiCaprio, and because he has had enough. But then they try to say like he wasn't actually like great or anything. And I'm just like, what? He was so great, and this was kind of a newer role for him, and I thought he did a fantastic job in just portraying it, and again engaging the audience and everything. Just so well done, and so many just small details in each scene. That this is like one of the easiest of Scorsese's films for anyone to just like understand all the messages and stuff on the surface, but he still puts like small details in there that you kind of have to like catch on a second viewing. So, but yeah, I really loved it. That's my number 9. I guess Alex will go now.
Yeah,
sure.
Alex, you're next.
Yeah, okay, cool. Now, my number 19 will be a documentary called American Symphony. So American Symphony is a documentary about a musician named John Batiste, who was the band leader for the Stephen Colbert Show for a long time, and the documentary kind of follows him as he is putting on his biggest show yet. Is nominated for a bunch of Grammys and is also supporting his wife, who is dealing with leukemia. And the documentary is shot beautifully, and basically, it's not like your traditional documentary. Because you don't really have sit-down interviews. You really like just follow that guy when he's going through his life, trying to deal with everything at the same time. The music is incredible. Of course, he wrote the music for the doc as well. He's just an incredible artist, an incredible human being, and the way like that they do sort of interviews, because they're not traditional. It's just voiceover. So I'm guessing that the filmmakers kind of interviewed them, and then they put those interviews like as voiceover when he's doing things that relate to what he's saying in those interviews. So it's a very interesting way of doing that, and it's way more visual, which is how you want to do a film, tell it with the visuals. And in this case, it is absolutely incredible visually. It's very touching. And yeah, so American Symphony, great documentary. I'm now a huge fan of John Batiste as a musician and as a person. So I highly recommend it.
That's cool. That sounds for once a interesting documentary.
Jeez. It's on Netflix if you want to watch it.
For once. Wow. Okay, so what year are we going to now, Multi?
Number 8. This time, this one is fair shot. It's Missing 2023. I feel like it's just a better version of Searching, and I think I would rewatch that one anytime. it's the same kind of idea where you follow the story through different lens of like technology and such. So again, it's a improved version of what Searching was, and I liked it a lot, and highly recommend. I don't have much more to say. This one is the first 10 out of 10 in my list right now. So this one I remember giving a 10.
Wait, didn't you switch out Dream Scenario for 10? Wasn't that a 10 out of 10?
Not yet. It's higher because I
Oh, okay.
remember liking that one more. So yeah,
I do agree. Like, I really like Missing. It's not in my top, but it's a movie that I actually really liked.
so Alex, you're next.
Yes, so number 18 will be a Japanese film called Evil Does Not Exist. It is directed by Ryusuke Yamaguchi, who made Drive My Car, I think 2 or 3 years ago. And yeah, so this is an incredible film about this guy who lives in a small village in Japan, and this group of glamping, which is like glamour camping, comes into the town, and they basically call a town meeting to say that they will set up a glamping site in the town. And the movie goes on to try to figure out, okay, well, is it gonna, like, are they gonna do it? Basically, we follow this guy while he's he's showing these people around, and the town is trying to decide whether or not they're going to accept this glamping site in their town. And yeah, it's a very good film. It's very beautifully shot. It's very funny at times, and it's very much a movie about like what we will give to the children as the future. So what I mean is that there's a child in the movie that we kind of see walking around from time to time, always, and she never really speaks. She doesn't really have important scenes, but she's always kind of somewhere. And what you gather from that is that she is the stakes, or her life or future in that village, in that town, is the stakes of the movie. Like, that glamping site that's going to be put there will impact how she lives her life in the future. And so yeah, the movie's about that, about like, what do we do for her? What do we do for the future? And it is beautiful. It's beautiful. It's funny. It's just a gorgeous movie, and I really want to see it again. Saw it back in October at a festival. I really want to see it again. Evil Does Not Exist by Ryusuke Yamaguchi.
Subtitles. I like space. Priceless. Great, you're next. What would be your 8th place?
Yeah, so number 8 is actually a movie that I didn't know existed until like a couple weeks ago. For some reason, I never saw like any ads for it. I honestly didn't realize that this director even had like a film in 2023. It really went under the radar for me, and apparently a bunch of other people as well. That being said, it does not get good ratings, but there were a lot of I feel like I had a lot of heavy films on my list, and I wanted one that I do want to rewatch because I thought it was just a fun film. And for me, that is so it's called Operation Fortune, Ruse de Guerre. It's not a great film. So it is a Guy Ritchie film. So it is Jason Statham being Jason Statham, which is not great, but he does play the best version of this. As far as it's essentially Shaw. So I don't know. I guess it's like Snatch and Shaw, if you will. So it does have Guy Ritchie's kind of. I like his dialogue. It tends to be very snappy. It doesn't come off as shitty as say Argyle or any of those other spy ones. It doesn't come off quite like Fast and Furious X. That being said, yeah, I mean, it's not the greatest film ever. I'm not going to say like this deserves like best of 2023, but I actually enjoyed myself in this. I have actually watched it a couple of times in the last couple of weeks. I don't know. I was going to put it at number 10, but to be honest, it has a little bit more rewatch value for me. Almost every actor in there is doing an awesome job. I love Carrie Elwes, and I think this is kind of that reserved kind of almost royal character that you want him to be. Hugh Grant is in there, looking every bit his age, but I don't know. This is almost the perfect type of character for him. I even like Josh Hartnett, which that's really hard to make me do. But Josh Hartnett was really good in this. And Aubrey Plaza, I didn't see her as a computer hacker, but she does seem like a good member of this team. So I don't know. I just had a fun time with this. And I honestly didn't know that Guy Ritchie even did a film last year. But I don't know how it went under the radar. Like usually his films get like so many I don't know, ads, if you will. You're kind of inundated with them. At least I usually am. I got like nothing for this one.
I mean, did you?
Yeah, I was gonna say his last few ones really sucked, and that sucks because I love Snatch. I love Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. I wouldn't say this is quite on those levels, but this was actually fun. I'm trying to think back, and a lot of the time I did not have fun with movies last year.
Really, you didn't like John Wick?
So I gotta be honest, I didn't see 4. I kind of checked out after 3. I heard 4 is back to form. I haven't seen it yet. So
yes, it embraces.
That's what I was saying. Like I haven't seen everything I wanted to see last year.
So maybe that will help you out. I don't know, but I will say that in terms of just enjoyment without being a critique, that was my favorite in the franchise. But as a critique, I do think it's the worst.
Well, you're wrong there.
That sucks. Well, but that's Multi's, so I don't know if I trust Multi's opinion. But, I've heard I should check out 4. I've heard it's good. It would probably replace this one on my list. I love those films, but this one has kind of that lightheartedness, a real jokiness. I think as far as comedy, this might have been like my second favorite comedy of last year, sadly. It wasn't really the year for comedy. But yeah, I don't know. I guess that's my number 8. I could understand people not liking it.
Yeah, I was one of them. I mean, I thought it was just like the worst of Guy Ritchie and such. I thought it was like a pathetic.
I don't know, man. Did you see the King Arthur one? Like that one, I don't know if you can top that.
No, that was bad too. But I at least liked some of the ideas and like change of pace he tried to go for with it. Like this one, it isn't like it isn't. Yeah, like this isn't his worst film. I just mean it's like everything I hate about Guy Ritchie when he makes a bad film. It's just like,
there is so much to love in this though. Like so it's supposed to be opulent. They're supposed to be billionaires. Every single set is just like the most luxurious set and like location that I've ever seen.
Yeah, but I didn't think it was
the way that they actually film it. I don't know, man. Like it's got so many. I don't know. I really enjoyed it. I can understand it not being everyone's cup of tea, but yeah, with a lot of serious movies and the comedies all being like.
I get why you did.
Yeah, it just seemed fun compared to everything else, but fair enough.
I know. To me, it was like a pathetic attempt at like being sort of like a satire of Mission Impossible and stuff. I didn't find it funny, and I hated just the pacing and everything. It was just like a downgrade from his others, but that's just me. But I can understand why people like it. It was actually, I looked at other top 10s of the year list from other people, and it was actually like number 8 for somebody else too. So that's interesting, but. Yeah, I mean, did you see his other?
I actually ended up watching it in the last couple days and was like, you know what? I enjoyed that more than Zone of Interest. So I don't know. I moved it up, but it was going to be my number 10.
Fair enough. I mean, did you see Guy Ritchie's other thing from this year though? The Covenant.
So I haven't. I actually didn't know he did anything from last year. I just kind of saw this on the site and was like, what the hell is that?
Yeah, it was a miniseries, but yeah. Another war thing though, so Multi would hate it.
Hell yeah, you know my taste.
Well, Multi doesn't like those movies, so.
Hey, I like some of the good movies you liked.
I know, I'm fucking with you.
Anyhow, I guess Cole, you're next. What is your 8th place?
8 was a film that I thought was excellent when I saw it. Really surprised me. And to me, it was like I compared it to another film this year, and yeah, really was into it. But I wasn't expecting it to be like top 10 for me or anything. I kind of was expecting it to be like top 25 or top 20 at most. But I thought about it more, and then I rewatched it, and the more and more I did, I just loved it. And I think it'll make Alex happy. It's Red Rooms. Just really loved.
Hell yeah, that's my boy.
Yeah, the and I'm sure it won't be on
Multi's
list.
agree. Like it's way too low, but I agree. I'm glad it's there.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
just
a very good
amazing
film.
acting. Yeah, amazing acting by everybody in there. Just amazing, just subtlety and everything. Direction is just fantastic. All the technical areas are fantastic. It really is sort of like Anatomy of a Fall, but in like the perspective of someone being guilty for sure instead of like being innocent, and more so like in that perspective with somebody being like obsessed with it. What obsession with it on like both ends by two different people there in two different ways, and I just really loved how they portrayed that and everything, and just so real, so compelling. Just loved the screenplay and everything. Just fantastic film. Can't say enough good things about it.
Yeah.
And it's only at number 8 because there's just so many fantastic films from this year.
Okay, Alex, what is your next movie?
Yeah, so next is going to be a Quebec film called Humanist Vampire Seeking Consenting Suicidal Person.
That's
Yeah.
Ella title, man. That title is so big.
It is a big title. So this is a coming of age comedy about, again, a young vampire. Well, young, she's like in her 70s, but she looks 17. And she has never killed anyone, and her family is starting to get worried for her survival. So they kind of forced her to start killing people to be able to survive. And she decides to do it her own way. Instead of just murdering people, she tries to find someone who is willing to be killed. And she finds this suicidal teen, and they kind of form this sort of duo and it kind of turns into a romance. It is very cute, very funny, very well shot, well written. It's a Quebec movie, and the director, it is her first film, and she won the directing award at the Venice Film Fest last year, which is the first for this movie, which is the first time it happens for a Quebec filmmaker.
That's good.
Wow, so you're saying it's better than Twilight?
No shit. A little bit. I hope so.
I would highly advise seeking out this movie if you can watch it. It's very funny, and it's just extremely charming. I had tons of fun watching it, and Humanist Vampire Seeking Consenting Suicidal Person will be my number 17.
And now I am back, and I will cheat one last time for this stream with
This is the last time? The rest of yours are from 2023?
Yeah. No, actually, no, that's a lie. There's another one.
Oh my god.
But so that's the one of the last two.
So just
that
once
are not
again.
Yeah, like that's just another cheat. So my 7th place is Gone Girl 2014. Remember giving a 10 out of 10 to that one.
It's a very good movie.
I cheated again.
There's films you love from this year. You could just like quickly replace them with like May December or something.
I can't remember the exact score of the movies this year because like the 10s I liked, they are there.
I know they're at least
they are
9.5 and above. I know that.
Yeah, but I don't know if it's 7 or 5, and I want to be as consistent as possible.
Jesus Christ.
So
you are consistently throwing those curveballs, man.
Hell yeah, that's how we do it. But I liked it because I like cop drama and like investigation and trailer and such. It's just very fun to watch like that investigation, and the actors are solid, and Ben Affleck was entertaining, man. Ben Affleck for the win.
Nice. So hold on. What you're saying is that The Holdovers isn't on your list either.
Actually, I did consider it, and I can't remember if I gave a 9.5 or a 9.7.
No, you gave it a 9. You gave it a 9.7, and your reasoning for not being a 10 is because
I remember plot convenience. I remember. There was a plot convenience as well.
No. The plot.
No, there was a plot.
No, it wasn't plot convenience. It was a show don't tell on your behalf that they didn't show the kid at war dying.
Yes.
So I remember giving a 9.5 actually because I remember there was a plot convenience bumping into the guy.
Multi. No, it was a 9.75 because that was one thing said, but then we explained to you how it wasn't a plot convenience. So then you undid it, but you gave it a 9.75 because it was tell instead of show with the kid being in Vietnam War, even though it was in the perspective the whole time of the three characters. So it would make no sense because them were in the fucking Vietnam War.
But yeah, the holdover is a good candidate. I just
yeah,
if I gave 9.5 or
unfortunately, it's
9.7.
2023, so.
I forgot if I gave a 9.7 or a 5, but I remember giving a 5 now. Anyhow.
This is so discouraging. This is so discouraging.
Alex, you're next.
Yeah.
And I will be right back.
Yeah. So, number 6. I like that he leaves when it's my turn because he
yeah, I mean, he doesn't need to know about those.
Yeah, he's not gonna watch
them. He leaves when it's my turn. He doesn't give a shit. And he won't give a shit about this one either because my number is 16.
Were there subtitles?
Yeah, it is another it's Monster from
I wanted to see that one. I'm interested to hear your review.
It's amazing, and it's like,
can I do
I won't spoil anything, but he will probably say it's just like it's masterful so much.
Yeah. So new movie by Hirokazu Koreeda. I'm saying it the right way, I believe. But yeah, he's an incredible Japanese director who made great films like Broker from last year. That was incredible. Shoplifters, absolutely. And this one fucked me up. Like I saw this, in the biggest theater in Montreal, and it was incredible to see. And so basically, you have a story of a young boy who's been acting out at school. And the story, so you get the story 3 times from 3 different perspectives. First, you get it from his overbearing mom, and then from his teacher, and then finally from him. And every time they switch the perspective and restart the story, like you get some more clues, some more hints at what's really going on until you get all the answers when it's the actual kid's point of view. And there's a few brilliant things that this movie does, in spite of its incredible filmmaking, and basically showing you that when like a kid is at stake, like when there's a kid that's problematic, they will never ask the kid why it's happening. They will just make assumptions instead of asking the goddamn kid directly.
That's school in a nutshell.
Yeah, it is cool in a nutshell, and this is a movie that it probably has the most beautiful yet most heartbreaking ending of the year. I remember leaving the theater fully crying when
I'll be honest, the ending was actually my only tiny weakness with it, and because I didn't not love it and everything else. I just thought that the pacing of it was a bit too fast. I would have liked it a bit slower. It kind of went by quickly.
I get that, but at the same time, it's so beautifully shot and directed. Like I have no issues with that movie. So yeah, Monster, incredible film, and Multi will hate it because it has subtitles, and it is my number 16.
You read my mind. So
to my defense, watch it.
To my defense, the moment you mentioned I leave when it's your turn, I will specify I drink a lot of water so you can imagine the rest. And on top of that, I know after Alex, there's 2 other guys before it goes back to Alex and me. So that's the reason, Alex. I'm sorry, bro. You just got
allergic to quality.
Yeah, well, no, that's actually good to hear, though, because, drinking a lot of water helps with the weight loss. I've been doing that.
Yeah, and speaking of weight loss, small tangent there. I keep doing my diet the best I can, but
man, you go for it.
I cannot scale myself anymore. That's the thing. So I don't know if I lost more weight, but I feel better, so I can only assume I lost weight.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how much I've actually lost so far because no major change appearances yet, but I do at least feel better. Especially unless I drink caffeine, then it's like I'm about to have a heart attack, so I should really stop with that. But I will just say though, what helps is just taking out old sugar, because you might be sticking to a good diet, but if you've at all drank anything other than water, or you've eaten fast food, healthy fast food items during it, or anything like that, all those things still have shitloads of sugar in it, and that's all you'll be losing when you're working out and stuff. The sugar you already consumed, you won't be losing any actual weight, because that's kind of how it works with working out. So just eliminate anything with any form of sugar in it at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, except like maybe fruits.
Yeah.
Yeah, but besides maybe like, I mean, apples, like I wouldn't like consume during it because
Because
it backfires with like belly fat. But
Also, cook. That is another advice I can give you. That's what I do. I cook every meal that I'm eating, and it's been helping me a lot. Again, I lost 20 pounds in the last 2 months. So
that's good. That's almost my pacing. I lost like 45 pounds in like 4 months. Anyhow, great. You're next. What would be your 7th place?
So yeah, my number 7, it was an interesting film. When I read like the synopsis of it, I again thought like, there's no way I'm gonna like this. This one isn't for me. But
Smart
I found it. Yeah, it was. I love the double Dutch scene. No, so it was interesting. It's really kind of haunted me and like stuck with me.
Wait, what
Way
movie
more
is
than
it?
I
I
think it
missed it.
should have. So it's All of Us Strangers.
Oh, yes.
It
Oh, I
don't know
enjoyed that
exactly-
one. Fair
Yeah,
shot.
I don't know
I
exactly
forgot
what it is
existed.
about that one.
yeah, oh, you forgot it existed. And because
I
you
don't
had
know,
one
like-
issue, tell it instead of show it with the car crash scene, so you didn't add it. Good job.
I
had to
that was
do,
a thing. So you see,
just-
this is why I didn't like place 2023 movies, because guys mentioned movies
Yeah,
that I'm
but you
like,
could
oh, I
Google
remember
it
that
really
one.
easily,
I
though.
remember
Like you
that
could just
one.
look at a list that was released. But yeah, like on paper, I don't think there's any reason why I'm supposed to like this film. But everything about it just worked for me. Like I had a couple of like really minor tasks that I was gonna do. Like I was gonna kick out this email and I was gonna do, I can't remember exactly what it was, but I knew it would take some I was just bouncing out a video essentially. So I thought, I can do that while I'm watching this film, and I did not. Like I was just glued to this film. And it has just really kind of haunted me since. So yeah, my number 7 is All of Us Strangers. Just the amazing performances from Andrew Scott, Paul Mescal, and even the parents. I forget the 2 names of those actors, but my God, it really drew me in. And I got to be honest, I've been thinking about it so much since then. There's just so many times where reflection is used. Just I don't know, the way that it's shot, for it being as simple as it is with as few locations. Yeah, it's just really been haunting me. And then I ended up looking a little bit more into it, like where it comes from, because it is adapted from this novel, and the novel is not at all the narrative that we get. Like just from the beginning, there are benevolent ghosts, and you know that they're ghosts. Just it seems to have so little to do with that original adaptation. I don't know. It might be one of my favorite adapted films out there. It just something about it is just working on every level for me. I don't know exactly what it is about it, but every part of it's beautiful, even though it's very haunting. So I think that one's number 7. I fully expected it not to affect me, and it affected me a little too much, I think.
Next up, cool. What is your number 7?
So my number 7, probably a film Malty also forgot existed, Past Lives. Yeah, just
I
really
dislike that one.
of course
I
you do,
thought it
because
was a good
you had
movie.
to read. Yeah.
That was a good movie, but I didn't like it at all.
Yeah,
Allergic
yeah.
to quality.
Yeah,
he doesn't like good
subtitles. Yeah.
movies.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, just God, just such a real film. Like I said, Red Rooms is so amazing. I love all the characters in it, and it's just such a great film, and about like kind of, I would say like getting what's the word for it again? Kind of think of the word, like when you like get over something.
Moving on.
Yes, moving on. That's basically what the film's, a big part of it is about, and just the different perspectives and everything in the scenes. I just love it's so well shot and everything. I love the song in it. The performances are fantastic. Just a great just kind of a poetic film to an extent, and I love all the subtle messages in every shot. Especially like the one in near the beginning with like the stairs, kind of shows like her like kind of in his perspective moving up in the life
World.
while he's like in the same position. Yeah, and I just got so many scenes like that are just
Yeah,
incredible.
that movie made me cry with one cut.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think you know the one. When they're leaving each other at the end, and then it cuts back to that shot with the stairs when they're kids.
yeah, love it.
Like that fucked me up.
Yeah, and because I've been in similar positions too, like moving, country to country, especially Costa Rica and Canada and everything. And yeah, I get, probably that one film you mentioned will probably, it is also kind of similar with a certain extent how to have sex, like with, I guess, things you think about in the past and everything. But yeah,
Watch it. It's
really,
incredible.
yeah, I did. It was a great film. But yeah, of course, Multi won't watch it. But anyway, yeah, so fantastic film, Past Lives. Yeah, not one that as
I agree.
I I think I need to rewatch it. I think it's like Killers of the Flower Moon. A lot of people over time, kind of like as the year went along, uh, forgotten about it a bit, or like weren't as personally attached to it as other films that came out later in the year. But I still think it's like just as amazing as the others. I think just people kind of forgot. Should definitely rewatch it. But yeah, anyway, that's all.
And since you mentioned Past Lives, shout out Paulus. I remember he was with us
Mhm.
when we talked about it, and he liked it a lot. So I think like the perspective of someone that experienced something similar was interesting.
Yeah, like where did he
Because
say he was from again?
uh, like Singapore, I believe.
Hmm.
Like it's some Asian country. I know his time zone. That's why it's really hard to have him on again. But he is like in that part of Asia, and that was amazing.
Yeah,
We had him like for a good like 2 or 3 weeks. We were lucky enough to have him. So shout out to
yeah,
him.
yeah.
In
Shout out to him.
probably in the description below, you may end up finding the channel of Poldus.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah, I
so
mean, I
anyhow,
will say if you ever get him on again, one thing you could do if you've seen Cyberpunk Edge Runners or something he's curious about seeing, it's just a one season show. They're not making any more seasons. You could eventually watch that in your free time on the side, like once shows like Resident Alien and stuff finish up, and then you could do a bonus episode of that just with him at like a later time zone.
yeah, and the other thing is, I know he's been covering a lot of Detective Conan lately, and eventually, I said it. Maybe we will add some anime to the roster eventually. So maybe Detective Conan would be one of the few things we could add. So that would give another reason to have him on again. Um, so with that being said, Alex, you're next with your next movie.
Yeah, number 15 for me, and that is going to be Poor Things. And we're talking about that tomorrow.
Hell yeah, I
So
like that one.
yeah, I guess now you'll know a bit
I
of my
cannot
opinion.
figure you out, Multi.
I think, yeah, me neither. I figured you'd hate it. I figured you'd hate it.
I liked it.
Yeah, I think it's.
Maybe I'm
Wait.
biased because of Emma Stone. Maybe that's the thing.
But wait, you
about
liked
him.
it?
Yeah, I liked it.
Okay. That's a. How do you? Okay, I'm not arguing
Right?
because it's.
I'm sorry
it's
for
an amazing
interrupting.
film,
It
but-
just really caught me off guard. It's like I thought I knew where you'd fall on this, and wow.
No, I thought it would be like not funny 50,000 times. Okay.
Cool.
I
Yeah.
can't wait to talk about it tomorrow.
Yeah, but it's not going to be in his 2014 best list because
No.
he's going to take movies for 20 or from 2010
Yeah.
for that list.
No,
yeah, so yeah,
even
if
even
you
if
want-
I tried hard, I don't know if I would really place
Yeah.
it in top 10. I don't know.
I'll be a Poor
Yeah,
Things, so
I mean,
yeah,
if you
I
want
just-
though, Alex, you could wait to talk about it tomorrow. That's what I'm gonna do because it is in my top 10. Spoiler.
Yeah, I will be fast. I'll just say I think it's a gorgeous, gorgeous film. The way it deals with the themes of emancipation and of the feeling of ownership that some men have over women is just brilliantly done, and plus it's extremely funny. So yeah, number 15, Poor Things.
Yeah, the funniest film of the year to me. Like when Grace said there weren't too many great comedies, I just thought of that one. But that's to me that's easily the best.
Do you want to add more to this before I move on with my sixth place, Alex?
No, it's good because we're gonna talk about it in more details tomorrow. So
Yeah,
Mhm.
perfect. So my sixth place is Dream Scenario, 10 out of 10. Sixth place. I almost forgot it existed until guys mentioned it, and I
Of
remember
course.
liking it so much. So I don't know how this happened. I
Lack
also
of Google search.
I will also mention this. American Fiction would be a honorable mention I would add to the roster there, but
Yeah.
um, Dream Scenario, I just like the actor. I like the story. That was entertaining, and yeah, just one of the best movies of 2023. I just enjoyed it so much, and I see myself rewatching again many times. There's just so much to offer. That movie is just peak entertainment. I don't have much more to say. 10 out of 10 for me. Alex, that's your go again with your
cool,
next
cool.
movie.
Yeah, my number 14, the first French film of this list, The Taste of Things.
Yes.
Yeah, so again, this is basically a movie about this French chef in the 1800s who, yeah, basically tries to find a successor for him because he is getting old. And it's one of those movies that doesn't really have any conflict. Like the main thing is that he's in love with the people the woman he cooks with, and tries to win her over with his cooking. That's the main conflict, really. So it's a very chill and beautiful film. I think it is the most beautifully shot film of the year, at least for me. Especially when it comes to the way they shoot food and how they shoot the characters cooking and eating. This is the most delicious looking food I've ever seen on the screen, and the way they shoot it in long takes and specific cuts, you can almost follow the exact recipe for yourself. Just to tell you like how incredible this food looks on screen. I saw it in the theater at a festival, and like every time they showed like a prepared meal, a lot of people, including me in the audience, would just go, "Oh," because they just were drooling over it. Uh, and yeah, like it is just a beautiful film. It's a film, that's a vibe, a happy vibe. It's a very much a feel good film, and I've not seen it again since I saw it back in October, but I really really want to. And of course, the cast is incredible. So yeah, the Taste of Things will be my number 14.
Okay. Well, this is cool. Great. You are next.
Yeah. So, kind of like Cole and kind of like Alex were saying, like there was a lot of kind of heavy movies last year, and it sounded like Alex wanted to get like kind of a feel good one. I guess I was kind of going for that, but it was a little bit more in the comedy vein. Um, I was trying to think, were there any comedies that I actually wanted to see more than once last year? And there were very few. I definitely understand what you guys are saying about Poor Things. It's got comedic moments, but I don't see that as a straight up comedy. It's definitely like a dramedy to me, but beautiful. This one is nothing like that. So this is a first time director. This might be controversial. I can see why a lot of people wouldn't put this on their list or even consider it. I think if there were more straight up comedy films last year, this wouldn't be number 6 for me. But I think I've watched it like 3 times now, and I keep connecting with it even more each time.
What is it?
Uh, so it's Old Dads. It's Bill Burr's first film that he wrote and directed. So I got to be honest, like last year was really sparse for comedy. So this one, it might be super niche. It does feel like it's similar at times to his stand-up, and then he's using moments from today to kind of bring it in. I don't know. It resonated for me, but I swear I've met these characters like just going to like my niece's birthday parties and stuff. Like I don't know, his depictions of like all these parents that are just over the top. It really worked for me. And I don't know, maybe it's just I was in the right mood when I saw it the first time, but it just hit on a way that I don't know, none of the comedies from this last year, like I'm trying to think of like what straight up comedies there were. I guess there's like Lady Ballers and a couple other ones that were just like, I don't know, trash to me. So I don't know, this one totally wouldn't be on my list if it were any other year. I think last year was really sparse for comedy. But that being said, I really like this and I'm looking forward to what Bill Burr is able to do next. He actually surprised me. There were some really dramatic moments that I actually connected with the character. I didn't quite cry, but he got me damn close in a couple of the moments. So I don't know, maybe it's just got a soft spot in my heart. Maybe this wouldn't be for anybody else. It gets a pretty low rating on like IMDb and Letterboxd. Like I'm not saying it's amazing, but I don't know. I just think Bill Burr, Bobby Cannavale, and Bokeem Woodbine, which I know Multi loves from Halo. I don't know. To me, I really like their characters, and then the character of the boss is just like amazing. The Miles Robbins portrayal of Aspen Bell, and then the Rachel Harris's Dr. Lois Schmeckler Turner. I don't know. These characters just kind of like really hit with me for some reason. I don't know. It worked for me as a comedy, but I can understand anyone not liking it.
I mean, I haven't seen it, but you're getting me curious about it, so I might check it out.
I mean, don't put your hopes up too much. Like it was just sparse for like straight up comedies last year. But that being said, I really liked it. So
I like comedies. I think we don't have enough comedies, actually, at least in the US. Like they don't make enough comedies in the US anymore. So.
Cool. You are next.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I will just say, actually, yeah, you are kind of right to an extent. It wasn't as great of a year as for comedies. I guess I was more so thinking about last year, where it was fantastic for comedies. I mean, were great ones, but they were also, just 50% comedy, 50% like drama or something, such as like Beau Was Afraid or Are You There, God, and other films. I mean, probably the best one that's like pure comedy to me is They Cloned Tyrone to me. But anyway,
yeah, I haven't seen that one. That's on my list. Like I said, there's so many from last year that I wanted to see. I've written down like every one you and Alex have said. But
nice, understandable. Yeah, you'll probably have to go back to the stream and like copy down the honorable mentions like sped through. But yeah,
Triangle of Sadness, bro. Like that must be your
2023.
That's 2022, but that's like peak entertainment, man. You like comedy, go for it, Dre. That's like peak comedy.
I mean, so Blackberry is also kind of comedy too. But anyway,
you're right. I like Blackberry. I forgot that it was this year.
I'm done. Okay.
I thought that was 2022, to be honest.
Oh, fucking hell. Okay. Anyway, number 6 is the one Alex said earlier, Monster.
Yes.
Just fantastic film. This director is he makes films that's like, I go into it thinking, okay, they're going to be great films. I don't know if they're going to be, films like I love though, but for some reason it's like on the surface they seem that way, but they all just like hit something with me that's just like I personally love so much and connect with like almost all of them he does. And yeah, this is just another one of those. It's just, again, as Alex said, just 3 sides to it, and they perfectly like portray just each individual in there like in different ways, like how all those things can happen, and like especially like the third point of view with the that we then find out, and with like the kid, it just like it's so similar to like incidents with me and friends in high school, and like how they don't understand, unless like again, it's hard to kind of go into. I'll probably have to like type up a review for it later. I didn't write down any notes, but whatever. Alex kind of said it better than I did. Kind of stumbling on my word. Yeah, it's beautiful, and the cinematography I really love. There's just so many shots in it where I'm just like, I kind of like had some inspiration for now for like certain film ideas and screenplay ideas I have for like how I want to do things now, that this film kind of did, especially when they're kind of like away from school and everything. Just really love it. Just incredible film. Again, I won't dive into it like too much because Gray hasn't seen it yet, so I don't want to spoil anything, but it's amazing, and just I think it will kind of like blow you away with like like where it goes. At least I hope it does, but I won't overhype it too much though. But yeah.
Okay, Alex, you are next.
Yeah. So my number 13 will be another French film called The Book of Solutions. So The Book of Solutions is directed by Michel Gondry, who is a French director mostly known in the US for having directed Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind with Jim Carrey, and weirdly enough, The Green Hornet with Seth Rogen and Christoph Waltz.
And I think that's an
Um,
underrated film, actually.
yeah.
I
So
Really?
agree.
yeah.
Maybe I should relook at that. But that's awesome. I like that
So
guy's
yeah.
other movie.
Yeah. So yeah, The Book of Solutions is basically a sort of autobiographical film about him and how he is kind of a douche when and a dick when he acts with on set with the people he works with. Basically, all due to mental illness that he discovered that he had when he was in his 50s, and he made this movie as a kind of an apology to the people he's hurt over his career because of his mental illness that was not diagnosed. And so in this movie, we follow Mark, who is a film director who is trying to finish editing his next feature, and so he is in the countryside with his editor, his assistant, and his very old aunt. And he's trying to finish this movie, but due to his mental illness, he's being very difficult. He's hard to work with. Uh, and yeah, he basically makes everyone around him go crazy. The way this movie does that is does it very very brilliantly. So at first, it's going to be kind of charming, kind of funny. Like the first time that he bursts into his assistant's room in the middle of the night, wakes her up to ask her to like call someone for because he has an idea. The first time he does that, it's funny. The seventh time, it's very much harassing. So like the movie will make you see him first as kind of a quirky genius, and the more it goes on, the more of an asshole he seems to be, without really changing how he acts. And I think it's a very smart way of doing it. And of course, it is Michel Gondry, so the film is very creative in terms of its visuals, in terms of how it's directed, and it is also very very funny. And yeah, at its core, it is kind of a sad story about a guy dealing with mental illness and trying his best to not let that get the better of him. And yeah, so it is very much a dramatic comedy. And yeah, I saw it twice, and both times I was kind of blown away. So yeah, The Book of Solutions by Michel Gondry, my number 13.
Oh yeah, I
Okay,
had to write that one down too. I definitely
Yeah.
want to see that. That sounds amazing.
Mhm.
I agree. That sounds like a fun movie.
Yeah, where you watch it though.
No. I'm just honest, that sounds like a fun movie, but it just doesn't sound like something I would enjoy. Um, but my number 5 is something that came many times around in this current stream at different place and different points. The Iron Claw from this
Yeah.
year. I liked that one so much. It's a great movie, and I'm not even into wrestling at all, but I did tear up in this movie watching this movie. I felt bunch of things, and I'm like, that movie, I had a blast, no regret whatsoever. And the worst in that, or the best in that, I don't know how to frame it, is I came into that movie expecting to hate the shit out of it. I was like, man, I will be bored, I will hate it. But no, it's one of my favorite movie among all, and it's one of the best we had this year. So 10 out of 10 for me. Um, yeah, I don't have much more to say. I just think everyone has already spoke about the movie enough. So Alex, you are next.
Yeah, so number again, like I might skip over number 12 because we've already talked about it a lot. It's The Zone of Interest. Yeah, so that's my number 12. We've talked about it a lot. It's a great film. So I'm going to skip directly to number 11, if you guys do not mind.
I don't.
Please
We
go right
heard
ahead.
enough of Zone of Interest.
Yeah. Cool. So
Hey,
again,
you're
we go
supposed to
back
hear it.
yeah, we go back to France again for number 11. It is going to be an animated sci-fi film called Mars Express, and basically it's a movie. in which there is a murder has been perpetrated, and it is kind of just a detective trying to solve that murder. And it's very much in a big sci-fi world with like robots, androids, and it tackles so many incredible topics in very like philosophical topics about like how the nature of our lives and what our purpose is as human beings, and what exactly is life. Like, it is a very very smart film. It's also very entertaining. The action sequences are insane, and the animation is just absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, Mars Express, number 11. If you can see it, do it. It is extremely good.
That one sounds awesome too. I don't know why I've never heard of that. I really wish that they would kind of promote the French ones here a little bit more.
They don't.
Yeah,
Even
like,
here,
did you hear
even
of
here
the
in
Summit of
Canada,
the
they don't.
Gods?
Yeah. Again, saw
So-
it at a festival, and it's incredible. Like, it is very much influenced by Satoshi Kon's filmmaking. So the guy who made Perfect Blue and Paprika. So yeah, it is
That
very much
Sounds so
influenced.
awesome, man.
I like
it is very
Perfect
much.
Blue.
It's very much influenced by him in not only in the way it looks and is animated, but in the very complex themes that it deals with. And yeah, I really, really, really want to watch it again. I'll do that as soon as it is available online.
Okay, so Cole, you are next. What is your number 5 in your list?
Number 5. Yeah, that would be May December. Yeah, again, fantastic film.
Feeling you.
Yeah, I didn't realize going into it that it's kind of based on like true events. I didn't realize that, but yeah, either way, I thought, yeah, just fantastic perspective thing. Again, I just loved all the performances in it. I'm usually not a huge fan of Natalie Portman, and I will just say why. It's not because I don't think she's a good actress. She is. It's just that she's been given like every chance. She's in like every amazing film or like franchise possible, directed by all these different directors and all these amazing films. And yeah, the films are amazing, and she's like good or even great in them. But she's always like out of the cast, like the weakest part of it to me, usually. Like besides like on 3 cases such as Black Swan. So I always think just like, yeah, she's a good actress, but does she really like deserve all these chances over other actresses? So I've always kind of had like mixed feelings with her. But yeah, this was one of her best performances, though. She was excellent in this, and same thing with Julianne Moore. And Charles Melton, I will never forgive him for snubbing. He should have been nominated. He probably should have won. Absolute criminal fucking thing there. Yeah, but yeah, favorite supporting actor performance of the year. Right in, fantastic. Just such an engaging story and everything. And the way it's shot is just so beautiful, and all the messages and everything, especially with like the caterpillars or whatever they were again. Like they were caterpillars, right? They were they Alex?
Sorry, what? I was kind of
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah, were they caterpillars or what were they again?
Oh, they were butterflies. I mean, like were cocoons. Like he was like
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I was just making sure.
make
Okay.
cocoons. Be born into butterflies.
Yeah. I just love the message with that.
I don't know why I did that move yet.
Yeah, and that at the end, and yeah, just incredible film. Incredible music, just everything. Todd Haynes, just probably like one of the most underrated directors
I agree.
Of this generation. I would say with all of his films, I would say like him, and another and one I would say Greg Araki. I would say is also one of the most underrated. But yeah, incredible film.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. You are next
Mysterious
with your 5th
and
place.
Jesus. We'll have to
Yeah.
cover that one at some point.
Yeah. I'm really interested in seeing that. So yeah, my number 5 is kind of I don't know. Maybe it doesn't belong on my list. I saw it about this time last year is when it was released. Maybe I was just like in a pit of like kind of bad movies, but I was looking for something that was like actually entertaining and kind of action packed. I wasn't really familiar. It was a directing duo and writing duo who did it, but Dungeons and Dragons Honor Amongst Thieves, like, I don't know why
Yeah,
this
it's
was
very good.
entertaining and was so good to me. I hated like every previous Dungeons and Dragon one that was out there. It's like, wow, you guys really don't understand. It felt like they actually kind of respected some of the source material, while actually just made like a fun popcorn movie. If I was to, like rank this again right now, maybe it wouldn't have been like a 10 out of 10. Maybe I was just starved for it, but I usually hate both Michelle Rodriguez and Chris Pine. And maybe I hate too many actors now that I've realized what I keep saying on these podcasts. But yeah, it's hard for me to like those characters, and I really liked both of them in this, and all the supporting characters were really good, including like the villains in this one. Um, I don't know. Maybe it's controversial that it's like number 5. I guess I was just starved for quite a while for like a good popcorn movie that wasn't, like Fast and Furious or something like that. So I don't know. To me, it's number 5, but maybe it shouldn't be there. But cool. I'm glad I'm getting backed up at least a little bit on that. But yeah, I no other reason than I found it extremely entertaining, and it really subverted my expectations. I went there with a friend, and I fully expected to hate it, and it was like he dragged me there, and wow, it was awesome. I really enjoyed myself, and yeah, I'd actually like to see it again. I even forgot some of the actors that were in it until I just looked it up.
Can I mention some shit about this movie?
Yeah, you can.
Please do.
First of all, you didn't mention the incredible practical effects. Like a lot of this.
Yeah, they just hit on a different level, and it doesn't look like it's just that CGI movie.
Yeah, no, because a lot of it is actual animatronics and puppets and costumes, and yeah, it's incredible. And I just wanted to mention the weird career that the director had, because he started out as an actor in Freaks and Geeks, and then he wrote Spider-Man: Homecoming for Marvel.
I liked it.
Yeah,
but we didn't cover the movie yet, but yeah.
Yeah, and now he is full on writing, directing. I'm kind of excited to see what he does next.
Yeah, so am I. I actually didn't realize that was that dude who was also in what was that, Bones, and there was another like kind of big series that he was in. But yeah, I totally didn't even realize it was that same dude. Yeah, I remember John Francis Daly from way back when.
Yeah,
that's awesome. I'm excited for his next one too.
I personally didn't like it. I can't remember if Cole liked it or not.
Allergic to quality.
Yeah, I don't understand why you didn't like. I mean, I understand why Jaded didn't like it, because it's Jaded, and because it's Dungeons and Dragons with him. But I mean, as a non-fan of Dungeons and Dragons, I just looked at the filmmaking side and everything, and I thought it was well done, and they got kind of the style of it right. But yeah, so I think the. Okay, never mind. Right, he was also in Wade, and I forgot about that. Anyway.
I hope we get a sequel for that movie. I really do.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, do you think it did well enough at the box office?
I don't think so. But you're next, Alex.
All right, we're finally getting into my top 10. So, my number 10 will be Anatomy of a Fall.
Feeling you, man. I liked it so much.
Is it in your top 10?
No. It's not a 10. It's a 9.5.
What? Your issues were pacing and pacing.
I'm sure there was another one. I don't think it was too pacing, but maybe you're right. Maybe it's too pacing.
It was too pacing.
I remember there was one pacing for sure, but two I can't remember.
But yeah, Anatomy of a Fall. Again, it's a movie that I saw a few times. It really is deserving of the Palme d'Or, and like, I'm low-key hoping that it's going to win Best Picture at the Oscars. It's probably going to be Oppenheimer, but I'm low-key hoping it's going to be Anatomy of a Fall.
I can't wait to hear your predictions when you send it in.
Yeah. But yeah, so this is just a very smartly done movie. Like, it's more than just, a courtroom drama or a thriller. Because we're very much into a film in which we will dissect the life of a couple, and an argument that would be, very much your run-of-the-mill argument is now the main point in the murder case, and so they will dissect it to bits and expose that family to the world. And the way it's done is so brilliant, because every time there's a witness that comes in the courtroom to talk, you can kind of feel their biases, and like in the way the actors portray the witnesses, and the way it's written, you can kind of feel that some of them think that she did it. Some of them think that she's innocent. Some of them are misogynist. Like you can feel it just in the way that they act and speak. And I think it's a very smart way of doing that. And yeah, like that scene, that like fight scene that we get to see is one of the best sequences in terms of pure writing that I've seen in a long ass time. That kid actor is incredible. He really is excellent. So is Sandra Hüller, who deserves way more awards for this role and for her part in The Zone of Interest also. And yeah, I don't know that, and I just this is just the way I saw it. That because to me, I don't think that the movie, I don't think that trying to figure out if she did it or not is the point of the movie. I don't think that really matters. Because I think it's what led to that verdict that matters. Because as she says herself after winning, cool, I won, but now my private life has been exposed to the world. What did I win? It doesn't really feel like a win, because either way, she comes out of it damaged. Her family life is damaged, and
he's dead. He's still dead. The husband.
Yeah, he's still dead, and now her relationship with her son is tainted. And even then, like at the end, when the son gives his last testimony, that I think ultimately wins over the jury on her innocence. So again, this is just the way I see it. But I think this testimony is last and makes her win because of one little saying: "Justice is blind."
Yeah.
Fact. And the kid is blind. And also, before I end on that, I just want to really shout out the dog, who is really good, like to the point where they actually gave the dog a special award for his performance.
So what's going on? When is it's like, is it the owner of the dog that gets the award or something?
No, it's the dog himself. He was put up for best boy.
Yeah. Best boy.
Seriously? Wow, that's cool and weird at the same time. It's
joke, come on, T, joke.
It's a joke. Okay. Of course, the owner gets the award, but it's very fun that the dog got an award for his performance.
Yeah, well, they need to do that more often. Awards for like animal actor, and also, if they weren't abused on set, then that's a good thing.
But we are in 2024. Let's be progressive and give the reward to the dog, man. That's why I thought that was real. I was like, it's 2024, anything can happen.
Yeah, I mean, they did similar things.
Dragon,
they did similar things like that before, though. Like with younger actors, like I forgot who it was again, but one younger actor in like the 30s or something or 40s didn't win, and then people thought it was unfair for younger actors to compete against adults in the category. So they, for like 5 years or something, made like a young like Oscar Best Actor category that some people won. I believe like Bobby Driscoll or something was one of them. Sad story there, but yeah, for a little while. So they did try things like that in the past, sort of.
Yeah, Beautiful to me is very, very close to being a perfect film. Is excellent and is my number 10.
Okay, now number 4. I got The Killer 2023. I like the crap out of that movie.
I'm gonna talk about this one next week.
I liked it so much. Amazing movie. I had no issue whatsoever. This movie for me was a 10. I was entertained, and usually I'm not a fan of voiceover and such, but I feel like that was fair shot there because it was basically like the focus and like who is he going to tell like his mind state throughout the movie and such. So because there's like no other character around, that's fine having that kind of voiceover stuff. So I really like that movie, and it's a good action flick, and it was entertaining.
So much. You have no idea how much I hate this thing.
I'm really looking forward to next week.
Yeah, I mean, I'm more in between. I didn't think it was like amazing. It was definitely one of his weaker ones, but I still thought it was good for what it was. I mean,
this one was very divisive, so I get why people like it. It's just that it irritated the shit out of me, and I came out of the theater like
Yeah,
feeling
well,
really
yeah,
bad.
what you have to like go into this, in the mindset of like just it's sort of like one of those films directors do that's sort of just like them, deciding to be less like intellectual with like any script or story idea and just like testing out their filmmaking just purely and other things and having fun with that. And
I think it's more than that. But yeah, we'll talk about it
yeah, and
most
I
in depth.
thought it was well made and a bit haunting and poetic at points, like with all that stuff. And I kind of found it interesting there, but I can understand why somebody hated it.
Okay. I don't have much more to say. I liked it a lot. Don't listen to Alex. Listen to me. I'm the voice of reason.
No,
Alex,
no.
you're
I'll
next.
listen to Alex more.
That being said,
am I-
should we listen to Alex next so that we get a little bit more caught
Yeah.
up in our numbers?
Yeah, Alex, you're next.
Okay, I'm next. So number 9. It's a movie that was mentioned already. It is Killers of the Flower Moon. Yeah, again, I know you hated it, Multi. You don't need to say it.
I
know
didn't
you hated
hated it.
Yeah.
Whoa, I enjoyed
liked
it,
it.
but
Mhm.
I don't think it was one of my favorite this year. But I
Of
liked
course,
it.
because it was 2023, so you can
Yeah.
added it. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah,
I didn't thought of it. Well, I remember giving like 8 or something.
To me,
You gave it
this
a
movie-
9.
Oh, possible. I don't know.
To me,
Sorry,
so,
Alex. Go.
all good. Killers of the Flower Moon. To me, it is the best thing that Martin Scorsese has done in years. Like very much so. Like to me, it's better than The Irishman. It is better than The Wolf of Wall Street.
Oh,
Um,
what about
which is a movie.
Silence?
Yeah, Silence is amazing. I do need to watch it again, but I think I prefer this one. But yeah, see, and again, like this is a movie that deals with so many intense subjects, and the way it talks not only like about because like this is Martin Scorsese kind of doing what he usually does, and putting you in the perspective of the villains, but this time he kind of flips the script and really, really criticizes these characters and their actions by showing you the point of view of one of the main victims in their actions, which is a very, very brilliant way of doing that. By the way, Lily Gladstone is incredible. I really want her to win the Oscar. She's not gonna. It's gonna be Emma Stone, but still, she really, really deserves it. She's incredible. She's got that quiet dignity throughout the whole thing, even when she's in bed sick. It's very much a magnetic performance, and to me, she outacts everyone in the film. And again, the way it's shot, the way they shoot the violence, the way he shoots the violence, like it doesn't put any specific attention to the violence. It just feels like nothing, like just. And I think that's the point. Like for these characters, they're not killing human beings, so the camera doesn't really focus on the murder because to them they're not human beings. And again, this is one of the most poignant endings of the year for me. Like the way it basically tells you, these kinds of stories are usually completely forgotten, and when they are brought back through the lens of true crime and entertainment instead of seeing them as the actual tragedies that they are. And yeah, shit like that still happens in the world. So this is also a highly political movie, and yeah, I think very much one of Scorsese's best films in his entire career.
So you think Jesse Plemons made the right choice of picking this over Nope?
Yeah. I love Nope, but yeah.
I enjoyed Nope as well. I wouldn't say it's the best, but I liked it.
Yeah, well, what I mean by that, Malty, is he was originally supposed to be the guy with the cowboy hat that Stephen Young played, but he decided to pass over it to play this role instead in Killers. If you remember his character in that, probably not. He was the sheriff who investigated it from Texas.
Oh, he's the FBI agent. He's the FBI agent.
Okay.
I absolutely love it.
Okay. So Cold is next.
Yeah. Okay. So number 4 for me is Anatomy of a Fall. So I guess Alex already went into so much detail, but again, just amazing film again. Love the editing and the screenplay, cinematography, all that stuff. I think this has like some of the best writing of the year easily. I think it's probably going to win the original screenplay. And yeah, well
I
deserved.
really
if
hope
it
so.
does.
I really
Well
hope so.
deserved if it does. But yeah,
Mhm.
not my favorite international film of the year, but very close. Just love the acting by Sandra Hüller is incredible. Probably my second favorite lead female performance of the year there, possibly.
Yeah.
That I would have to kind of check over it again, but yeah, that's incredible. The kid actor is incredible. The dog's incredible. Just the whole mystery aspect and everything in the two sides was incredible. And it is, I did understand by the end of it, that yeah, she probably didn't, do it. The more you learn about it, probably did
Yeah,
get it, Rice choice, but
yeah, it really doesn't matter if she did or not, but to me, like it's pretty clear that she didn't. You know.
yeah, it's pretty clear that like she, wouldn't just like from everything we learned about her, probably wasn't the type of person to actually like be able to do that to someone else
Yeah.
like that. But yeah, and with everything else we learned in the film, but yeah, just incredible and seeing that just like court side of it and everything and how it the public and utter biases and the defendants and everybody like view those things and kind of like nitpick things and everything, just the smallest details like that. And just like how it can make somebody look so guilty to the public, but then when you're in their shoes, it's just like what the fuck. Just like loved all that and the audio thing, just everything in it is just god almost perfect. Just lovely film. Do I have any criticisms with it? Probably not. No. And also yeah, sound design's fantastic as well. Yeah, just incredible film.
Okay. I agree with you. I liked Anatomy of a Fall. Anyhow, great. Next.
Should we go to Alex since we're like on 4 and I think you're on 8 or something?
After
Yeah, I'm
you.
on 8.
Yeah, let's let Alex kind of catch up
Oh,
more.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So Alex,
Okay.
you're next.
Number 8, another Quebec film called The Nature of Love, or in its original title, Simple comme Sylvain, for you, Multi.
Yeah.
And yeah, so this is a romantic comedy, but not like your traditional romantic comedy. So it's very much about class warfare, sort of. So the idea is that we'll have this woman who is, she's a philosophy professor at a university. She's married, and she has a very like, a very high end, bourgeois life, right? And she meets this dude named Sylvain, who is the handyman for her cabin, and she starts an affair with him, and it blows. It gets bigger and bigger. They fall in love and all of that, and so it sounds just like okay, it's a movie about an affair, but the way it's directed, first of all, like the movie does not rely on its dialogue ever to tell its story. It's like mostly the visuals. It's never not cinematic in the way it's shot, despite it being very funny in dialogue also. Like the director, it is her third film, I believe. Like she made sure that the film aspect of this comedy was important and respected, as well as the dialogue. And yeah, it is very much about class warfare. 'Cause she is very much from kind of a rich family. She lives in a nice condo. She's got an important job, and not him too much. He's very much blue collar. And so the movie will tell the story of why this this difference in social class will kind of ruin their relationship. And the movie tells you from the beginning that it is kind of doomed because of that, and you'll sort of explore like what happened and why this social difference will kill the relationship. And it is extremely funny. The characters are all very well written, very well acted. So yeah, it's a fantastic film. And I just want to say that it won Best International Feature at the Caesars, which are basically the French Oscars. It won that prize over Oppenheimer. So yeah, The Nature of Love, my number 8.
Okay. So great. What is your
Yeah.
fourth place?
Yeah, so my number 4, I guess a lot of them, I've been saying the same thing. Um, it subverted my expectations a lot. This one was kind of political in a way. I was really soured to it. I was told this is gonna be horrible and, it's a huge controversy. And that being said, I don't know, it was a huge surprise for me. I liked it way more than I think I should have. Um, it for me, it may be the best adaptation that, I don't know, I've kind of seen. So it is Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. I know Cole had it at, I think, number 10, but that's only until he gets to see some other ones. I don't know, man. I rewatched it again recently. It's just what it's doing visually as far as, like, animation is just so amazing. And I understand they kind of, maybe stole some work by getting, fans to kind of submit stuff. Still, there's just so much going on here for me. I was completely soured against the Miles Morales character. I thought for sure, I'm gonna hate him or whatever. I don't know. I just love this kind of depiction, and then I heard, just how woke this is supposed to be and everything. I don't know. I couldn't have had a better time. I really enjoyed this. I know the ending is really controversial, and for me, it could retroactively ruin this. The fact that it's a part 1, and if part 2 is like a real bomb, which I don't think it will be. For me, that would really retroactively sour this one. But as far as a middle piece, I don't know. I think this one really holds up. It definitely made me want more the second it's over. But goddamn, what we received with it is just beautiful. I loved every bit of the animation and the music that they chose. Just, I don't know, audio and visual was just a treat. It's one of the few ones that I've seen on IMAX and like really enjoyed. Usually it's like, okay, this didn't need IMAX or whatever, but I don't know. I think it really holds up better than I thought it would. And yeah, I gotta say I like it more than I should, I think. But it's definitely like my top 3 superhero movies. So yeah, I can't say enough about this one. I guess it's my number 4.
Okay. Alex, what is your next movie?
So number 7, it's a film that I don't think I'm gonna see on your best of list. It's for some of you, it might be on your worst of list, but me, it's a film that I absolutely adore. It is Beau is Afraid.
Well, Malty
Beau-
didn't hate it. He gave it like a 6.5 or 7, but you definitely wasn't
6.5.
into it. I thought it was an excellent film, just not, top 10 for me, but I can understand why it is for you.
Yeah. First of all, I'm a huge fan of Ari Aster's work.
Yeah.
He is one of my favorite filmmakers working today, and I think the strongest voice in horror and horrific filmmaking that we have right now, in my opinion. And Beau is Afraid is such a complex film that I will say it's an absurdist horror comedy. That's the way I would describe it. Very much about anxiety, paranoia, and the traumatic relationship one can have with a parent. And
Definitely
the way
can
it's
relate.
done, the way it's done in this, it's fucking incredible. Like it's very much based, like it is structured like an Odyssey, like a Greek, like again like the Odyssey, from Greek mythology, like with. Because basically this is a film in 5 acts. You have the first act in the city, the second one in the suburbs, the third one in the forest, the fourth one in the mom's house, and the fifth one in the boat at the end. And every single of these acts is so beautiful in terms of the way they're done. They're so unique in every aspect, in terms of the art direction, the actual story that goes on in it. And you kind of have this overarching mystery that's developing about like who that woman is and like what did she do to make this guy like the way he is. And when that reveal happens, it is both extremely funny and also very, very horrifying. So yeah, and yeah, the way that, like that whole scene, when he talks to his mom in the house, is one of my favorite sequences of the year, if not my favorite, because of the way that it unravels and the way that you can see the full extent of how fucked up this woman is. And again, it's just so creative, so freaking funny. And I don't know, to me, like the 3 hours, I did not really feel them. I mean, also it helps that I saw it very much at the Montreal premiere, and I got to meet Ari Aster, which was very cool. But yeah, this is just a movie that really stayed with me. It refuses to leave my mind, even though it's been almost a full year since I saw it first, because I saw it in April of last year for the first time. And yeah, I don't know. It might not be Ari Aster's best film in terms of pure filmmaking, but it is the one that stayed with me the most, and the one that I am really aching to rewatch the most. So yeah.
Well, I would say it is, though, honestly, because as much as I think Hereditary, I personally love the most and is like a masterpiece, there are technical issues with it and with scenes. Like there's moments where there's a couple like blurry out of focus shots and everything, and just other things like, well, Beau's Afraid I think is just objectively the most well made he's done yet.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And yeah, I'm just so curious to see what Ari Aster will do next after this. He was supposed to direct Dream Scenario actually, but he decided to leave.
I'm glad he didn't.
Well, how dare you, Multi? Firstly, but secondly, I'm glad he didn't for different reasons. So A, so he could work on something else while producing it, but also B, because I do think the director who also did like Sick of Myself was just the perfect fit for it as well. I'm glad you talked about it and it's on your list, because I do think it's an excellent film. Just incredible. I wish more. I think this is the issue with it. This and also with other A24 films that I do agree aren't the best and have flaws and like tyrant tropes, but I think are still good, such as Men, which is that everybody
I really like Men,
kind
actually.
I think the problem is just everybody has kind of memed or gotten sick of like A24's like films and styles, how like stuff like Men and Beau's Afraid is like similar to many other films they produced before, and in this artsy style, and it's like the dementia, acid trip type things, and with like the one word titles, and then they just like and with like sexism or something like that, so then they just like meme on films and like over criticize because they're a bit tired of it, instead of giving just the individual films away from all that a fair shake, which I think is what happened with Men, which I do agree has some issues like because of that and a bit tyrant things in its execution, but that I still think is just well made. And same thing with Beau's Afraid. I think that was like the biggest issue of why people kind of gave Beau's Afraid and others like some bad reviews.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I think for me, it is an incredible, incredible film. I love it so much. And that reveal of the penis monster, that scene is...
Yeah, I've seen it out of context, and it worked for me. It was amazing.
Yeah. So there you go. Beau's Afraid, number 7 for me.
Okay,
nice.
My third place is Flaming Hot 2023. I'm joking. Alex,
are you though?
Like... I'm joking. It's something else. But Alex is like, no, not gonna be a joke.
Listen, at this point, and I'm gonna look directly in the camera for this. At this point, from you, I am expecting anything.
Well, I'm thinking. Let's see. It could be from any year. I don't know.
So now this is my true one. Gran Turismo 2023 with a 10 out of 10. This is my third place. I liked that movie so much. I felt a lot of things, and that was a good movie. Highly recommend. And I was surprised because I don't like even car movies or cars whatsoever. Mm-hmm. So that's just like Iron Claw. But I felt like that movie, I just liked it a bit more, and that's why he is in my top 3. And yeah, I liked Alex's face. That was more the joke. So I pass the torch to Alex again for your sixth place, Alex.
Yeah, my number 6 will be Red Rooms. Yeah, it's a great, great movie. I love it so much. We've talked about it, to no end. So
Yeah.
yeah, I will be very brief on it. But yeah, again, it is one of the most haunting films of the year for me. Like that shot of her wearing the school uniform. Uh, the way, yeah, that shot it has been haunting my mind ever since I saw it. It is an
Same.
incredible. Yeah, it's an incredible thriller. Um, and yeah, again, it's maybe because I know I know the director also, and I'm so excited to see what he's doing next. Since I know him, I know a little bit about what he's doing next. I know it's going to be a period piece. But yeah, uh, incredible film, Red Rooms. I highly recommend it to everyone. That is my number 6.
Perfect. Great. You are next with your third place.
Okay, so again, I feel like I guess a whole bunch of my list is just subverting my expectations. Maybe I go in with expectations really low, but this one is, I guess, a political movie. It had a lot of controversy last year. I was completely primed to hate it, like just no matter what. Just I had watched about like 4 different things tearing it apart, just saying how political it is, how it's really pushing one message, how it's so woke. So it's Barbie. I
Barbie's
was not
dope.
expecting
Yes.
to like this at all, and
Face.
my God, like this is the movie that I watched the most last year.
It's
It's the
very
movie
good.
that I've talked about on the internet the most last year. It to me, it affected me more than any other movie, and not necessarily what was on the screen, but everybody's reaction to it. It is just kind of crazy. To me, Greta Gerwig, I don't know if she had like this specific ideology going in, but her execution of it is just so amazing in that it really makes essentially like a Rorschach test of a film that you can put your ideology on it and whatever you want to see is what you kind of get out of it. I think this is more lightning in a bottle than intentional, but my God, the things that were intentional in this are so amazing. I think my favorite part is that whole ink blot test thing that you really can put your own ideology on it. And I've heard so many different interpretations of this, so many. I've argued and debated so many different people on what the meaning of this film is. I don't know if it's intentional, but everything just keeps getting added to it. But what wasn't added to it unintentionally, every bit of set design, every bit of advertising for this, the music in it, like everything about this, like hit in a level for me that shouldn't have worked, that I should have just hated outright, that I was really primed to hate. Like one of the first things that I did watch before I went to this was Ben Shapiro's review of it. And I don't know. I don't know that we watched the same movie. It was just interesting, but
Yeah,
every
this
part of
guy's a
this just
man
worked for
child.
me. And the theater that I saw it in even had one of those stupid Barbie packages, and it's like, yes, I need to be in there. Like, take my damn picture. Like, okay, let's
Oh
do
yeah,
this
I did
thing.
that too.
Um,
I did that too.
yeah, I don't know, like, why. Like, it shouldn't work for me on any level, but I just loved every part about this. There isn't like one thing I would change in this magical movie. And again, as Alex was pointing out with my Dungeons and Dragons choice, just so many practical effects in here that just like the way they did the boat scenes and everything, just kind of the whole traveling montage. It is just kind of amazing. The feats on film and just the way that everything, the end product turned out, just my God, I can't say enough about this, and I can understand everybody's different interpretation and different experience with this, but
I
there
love
isn't
this
one damn
movie.
thing I'd change about this. I
Yeah,
I
I'm
do
really
too, and
happy.
I shouldn't.
I'm
There's no reason that I should like this, but yeah, for me it was number 3 last year. It's definitely the one that I saw and talked about the most.
Yeah, and I saw
And
it actually during I did Oppenheimer, and it was the movie that I saw right after Oppenheimer, and it was very fun. Like everybody was dressed in pink at the theater.
Yeah,
Yeah,
did
that
that
too.
stuff as
I was
well.
in the
Yeah, it
sea
was
of pink.
great.
It was great.
Yeah,
It was fun.
Barbenheimer was great. Yeah.
Great. Eventually I will do maybe one or two Barbie video because man, that's videos I thought making for a long time, and maybe you will have a cameo if you want to talk more
Yeah,
about it.
man. I seriously love that film. I've got so many different interpretations, and I think it's different than everybody else's. But yeah, I love it. I couldn't say enough great about it.
Again,
Just
the
everything.
only issue with it to me is just like some of the things, like the jokes and messages were less, like there were ones that were very subtle, but then ones that weren't subtle at all. And again, I think it's just that and other things was like a communication issue with like Von Batch's script to Gerwig.
Yeah,
it could be. And I think that's why for me it's like lightning in a bottle. I don't know if they meant it to be ambiguous, but I don't know what character that those lines are coming from completely changes my interpretation of whether that's the message of the film or not. And I don't know, the jokes landed for me. But sorry, you were saying something, Alex?
Yeah, the fact that Mattel said yes to this is insane. When you look at the film as a whole, because like it does criticize the Barbie brand here and there, and the
a ton. I don't know that Will Ferrell is seen as a good guy.
Yeah. So yeah, the fact that Mattel signed off on it is insane in itself. This movie existing is a miracle. It should not have been made, at least not the way that it exists right now. And I'm goddamn glad that Greta Gerwig managed to do it. Because I love it also.
You can bet they made money out of toys, and that's why they let it slide.
For sure, but they also shat on the brand for 2 hours.
Yeah, like I do think some people, didn't get some things completely from it that I hear, but like I hear people say like they didn't learn anything at the end of the day because they still treated the men in it like the same way by the end of it. And I'm like, I think they missed some scenes in it and some of the point of that. If they say that, but whatever.
Of that movie.
Like again, Gray mentioned some things before, like why it might have been a fluke, and it's like I agree, but I still would say it was all intentional. I think the main issue. Fluke. Yeah, no, because they both did. Yeah, they both did stuff with the same messages many times. But he mentioned what he meant by that, and I think I agree with him. But I think that's more of just again like being lost in translation, like Von Batch's script and Gerwig's direction. I think that's just where
for sure. And to me, I think that's what makes the magic, because there is kind of an ambiguity of like, okay, but it's this character saying that message. Is that supposed to be the message of the movie?
Yeah, okay.
But I can understand people saying that is the message.
Okay, there is actually one bad thing in the film, just one. And I don't understand how it got a fucking Oscar nom for it. America Ferrera and that shitty scene. Yeah, they're done. That's the one bad thing in it.
Dude, she's just some secretary. Like, is she supposed to be the arbiter of what is good? She's been in Barbie World for all of 2 minutes when she decides, oh, this is just like how we treated the like. I don't know that she's meant to be like this hero voice. I can understand how people are seeing it that way, but that's what I mean by the interpretation. It's like, I don't see her or her daughter as like the voice of reason.
I get that, but I'm just saying the actress, how she delivered it and everything was horrible, and I can't believe she got a fucking Oscar nom because of that scene. I want to cry. Like, so Julianne Moore and others didn't get an Oscar nom, but she did. Okay, fantastic.
Yeah, she's not the one that I would have given a nomination to at all.
No, there were many better ones.
It's a great film. I really like Barbie.
Yeah.
Before we move on to Cole, I got a very, very small tangent. I'm wondering, are you guys considering porting the 2023 movie or 2024 movie?
What do you mean?
2023, man.
Okay, 2023.
In December.
Okay.
For this Oscars, but that's of last year's movies.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So that was a very small tangent. So Cole, except if Dre would like to add more.
Yeah.
Do you want to add more, Dre? I guess not.
No, just Barbie is based.
Facts,
Cool, you're next.
Well, I will just say, well, before I go, I actually want, Alex to go again so he catches up. But before that, I do want to share just Parker's thing now before I forget, because I almost forgot about it. So, yeah, this was Parker's. He didn't watch enough films from this year, so he only did top 5 best and top 5 worst. So I'll just say it all now. His top 5 worst is number 5, Evil Dead Rise. Number 4, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Number 3, Shazam! Fury of the Gods. Number 2, The Flash. And number 1, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. And he did put an asterisk here. He did say that Evil Dead Rise and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 and even Shazam to an extent, although he didn't like that a bit more are not bad films by any means at all. He just did not watch enough films from last year, so because of that, they're in his bottom 5 right now. And then his top 5 are
Wait,
number
wait, wait,
5.
wait, wait. Evil Dead Rise was this year? Well,
Yeah.
2023.
What are you? Are you?
Yeah.
I thought it was like 2022.
No,
Okay.
no, it's 2022. Don't put it in the bottom 5, Multi.
No.
Okay. Well, it's
I,
my top 5 actually, guys.
Oh
I really
god.
dislike this. I really dislike it also.
I mean, I don't dislike it. I just don't understand why people like it. Like it has many issues and things that I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, why do people think this did a good job? I don't get it. Like, I don't think it did a bad job. But yeah. Anyway,
What's his best?
yeah, it's top 5. Number 5, The Killer. Number 4, Barbie. Number 3, Oppenheimer. Number 2, Killers of the Flower Moon. And then number 1, Godzilla -1. And then also because he didn't see many films from this year, what he did is he sent us a list of just his best of all time. And we're not going to, talk about or go over it much, but I'll just screen share and show
Sure.
Oh,
just to
you're
go
right.
over it quickly. So yeah, so these are like his favorite films of all time.
Yeah, these are good films. These are good films.
Yeah. So yeah, if anybody watching wants to pause later and see it more, then yeah. But
Yeah. Oh
and then
yeah.
this
Black
is
Swan.
favorite
I
films
like
here.
Black Swan. That
Yeah.
was a nice
Last one
one.
is dope.
All amazing films here. Yeah. There's pretty much all of them I love as well. So
There is
I have
nothing that I
to.
hate from this. Nothing that I hate.
Yeah, there is absolutely nothing that I hate from this either. I mean, if I
There's
had to
like
pick,
a few that I haven't seen. No, there's two I haven't seen, so I'm good.
yeah, I'm pretty sure I've seen all of them. Yeah, the only one that I'd probably disagree with a bit is just. Actually, I don't think I disagree with any of them. Okay, yeah, well, fantastic list. Good job there, Parker. But yeah,
Absolutely. So you wanted me
Okay.
to go next?
Yeah.
Cool, because now we are getting into my top 5.
Yeah.
Uh,
You're catching
okay,
up. You're
so
catching up.
I'm catching up. Number 5, another French film called The Beast. So The Beast is basically a film about this. It's in the future. It takes place in the future about this woman who is an actress but cannot act fully because of her feelings that overwhelm her all the time. So she decides to endure this procedure that basically make her explore her past lives to kind of see what was the trauma in all of them, and how, and try to deal with that. So basically, it's a movie that takes place in 3 different timelines. So one of them takes place in the 1800s in France, the other one in 2010s, and the third one in the far future. And I don't this movie. So it's a sci-fi film, and for me, it really hit because basically the idea is that the constants in her life is this same guy that she kept encountering versions of in her past lives. That's always there in a way or another, and that is always the cause of some trauma, whether it be um, voluntary on his part or not. And the movie does. First of all, the movie looks absolutely gorgeous, and it does do some very risky things. I just to give you one thing in the timeline that takes place in 2010. The guy that's the constant in our life um, is an incel who really wishes to murder women, and his dialogue is almost verbatim is actually verbatim from the videos of actual incel turned murderer Elliot Rogers, which is an intense choice by the director.
oh, I like that. I can't wait to see it now.
Yeah, it is fully like verbatim his dialogue. Um, and yeah, it's an insane film that it really fucked me up in a lot of things, because a lot of the anxieties and fears that that character has are ones that I have, and the way they were like so well represented on screen almost gave me a full-on panic attack at the theater. Like just to tell you, like this was so. Again, saw it at a festival, and they were giving an award for the entire career of the director. And he was there, and he's the director that I fully adore. And he was gonna do like a Q&A and all, but I was feeling so bad and off after this movie that I could not say. I had to immediately run home and try to calm myself down. And so yeah, this is a movie that really really affected me in the best and worst ways possible. So yeah, The Beast by Bertrand Bonello. It's an incredible, incredible film, and I both can't wait, and I am kind of scared to see it again. So yeah, Beast.
This is a cool pick. Maybe it will pique my curiosity. I don't know. That's the one I didn't know about that maybe is interesting for me. Maybe we'll see.
It's a tough watch, and it's tough to talk about. But yeah, I really hope that we can cover it at some point.
Okay.
Oh, you can always recommend it in a future, thing.
Yeah. Cole, you're next.
Nice. Okay, so my number 3, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so my number 3 is Rebel Moon. So I really love
Hell
this
yeah.
film. Yeah, so
That
visuals
Rebel
are-
Moon for the win. Yeah.
Oh,
Snyder.
so-
I mean, there's a lot of slow mo shots.
Hell
and
yeah, that's all we
I
do in
love the
movies,
slow-mo
right?
shots in this. Yes, so
How dare you?
yes, so the slow-mo shots are incredible. The visuals are fantastic. I loved all the performances. Ray Fisher is just masterful. I can't say this with a straight face. I can't. I'm trying my hardest and I can't.
We cannot blame you, Cole. We feel
Yes,
you.
restore the-
How much did
Restore
Big
that
Snyder
time.
pay you?
Restore the Snyderverse. No, but okay, yeah, fuck that film to hell. Anyway, my number 3 is All of Us Strangers. Love this film, incredible. Just all the performances, fantastic. Again, Andrew Scott, just such a fantastic, subtle performances, and then the supporting performances with him are incredible. It's so, I just love the ambu. Sorry, I can't speak today. Ambu, that's how you say it. And sorry, I can't speak right now. How do you pronounce it? Ambu.
I have no idea what you're
Ambiguity?
talking about.
Yeah, ambiguous, right? Yeah, okay.
Ambiguity.
Ambiguous.
Ambiguous.
Yeah, my bad. Sorry. Yeah,
All good.
had a-
It happens.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Sorry, I had an MSK moment there. Anyway,
Nazquack.
anyway, so fantastic cinematography and editing too, and direction. I just loved all those 3 things in this film. Some of the best of the year there. The way just like the color palette and lighting and everything about those shots and how they blend with the direction and everything, and the cuts just so smooth and effortless. It's just perfect filmmaking there. No issues at all at any points with it. Just incredible there.
Mhm.
And love all the artistic scenes they did and the flashbacks and just the mystery element there that you start to figure out more and more, and how it kind of like layers it there for you and formats it. Just love it. Just dug this so much, was so invested into the characters and everything. Just such an incredible film from start to finish. I don't know if Alex saw it. Did you?
Not yet. No. I really want to though.
Yeah, definitely recommend it when you can. But yeah, that would be my number 3.
I might watch it like right after this. I don't know. Because like right now, my
Oh.
priority is to finish the Oscar movie, so I can do a prediction. With my predictions, I have 6 films left.
Well, we'll get to the Oscars thing, but when you can get to that, it's because it's
Yeah.
incredible. But anyway, and I'll let you go again, Alex, so you can catch up more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 4 for me is May December. Yeah.
Feeling you.
Yeah, May December, great film, extremely funny, and also a bit disturbing. That really manages to talk about a very intense and serious topic in a very funny and campy way without losing any of the seriousness, which is something that's extremely difficult to do. So I fully applaud Todd Haynes for that, and also get the performances. Yeah, they're insane. Like that sequence where Charles Melton confronts Julianne Moore in the bedroom, and he's so vulnerable, and barely manages to get a word out, but still does it and gets pushback every step of the way, is one of the most brutally heartbreaking scenes of the year. Yeah, again, it is a crime again that Charles Melton did not get an Oscar nom for this. Well, it's a crime that even Julian Moore and Natalie Portman did not get Oscar noms for
Yeah, I
this.
can't believe this only got one nominee. But I mean,
And
it's
Todd
better
Haynes,
than Elvis Strangers getting none. I'll never forgive him for that.
yeah, and Todd Haynes should have gotten the Best Director nom also.
Yes.
Yeah, because this is just an incredible film, packed with meaning and also some great metaphors. Again, the one about the cocoons and the butterflies. So yeah, this is May December, amazing movie. I absolutely adore it. It's my number 4.
Okay. So now let's move on to my place number 2. And I will specify something right now. 1 and 2 are very intertwined for me. I can swap them anytime, any day. Cole already knows both movies, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
But
well, at least I believe so. I'm sure one of them is Red Rooms. I actually forgot about the other though. I know there was like
yeah.
Missing and Gran Turismo. I forgot about the other though. I don't
But
know
it's
why.
not a 2023 movie. That's
Oh,
a
okay.
2022
Oh, wow.
movie.
So you're really gonna put Triangle of Sadness here? Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah. So in second place we got Red Rooms. So if we only consider 2023 movie, that's my favorite movie of the year, and
I mean,
it's
Red Room
one
is
of
amazing.
it's one of my favorite movie we ever covered on the podcast, and I'm excited to rewatch it in the future. So yeah, Red Rooms really hard to beat. It's my cup of tea. It's a drama. It's a courtroom stuff that is well made, well shot, and the characters, we just got enough of them, and they are well written and entertaining, with a lot of twist and turn that I enjoyed, and the ending is just legendary. So Red Rooms, amazing movie, highly recommend. Second place in my top 10. And yeah, so I guess I will pass the mic to Alex.
Yes, so I'm at my. All right, I'm catching up. Number 3. So again, it's another French film that I will highly recommend to you. It is called The Rapture. The
Yes,
Rapture.
that's the one I did get to see. I really loved it.
It's so good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. The Rapture is a movie about Lydia, who is a midwife. She just got broken up with. Her dream is to have a family, and when her best friend gives birth, she basically decides to take care of the kid for her from time to time. While she deals with her postpartum depression. And at some point, she runs into an ex of hers who kind of broke her heart. And while she's with the baby, and she lies to him and tells him that the baby is theirs, that he is the father. And that lie just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And so the whole idea of the movie is that um, we're gonna stretch that tension as much as possible. We know that it's gonna break at some point. We just don't know when or how, but we know it's gonna be brutal. And so like every time the lie gets bigger, like you just get more tense in your seat. Like I was fully like while watching this in the theater. So yeah, it's such an interesting, well-made, well-acted film. Then probably the most tense film that I've seen of the year, The Rapture. And yeah, when that tension breaks, it is very, very intense. And one of the things that I will say is that everything that this woman does, and again, this is a very difficult thing to pull off what the movie did. Even though you do not condone her actions because they're horrible, you understand why she's doing it, without condoning the actions, and it's very hard to pull that off this goddamn perfectly. So yeah, The Rapture, incredible film. It is my number 3 of the year.
Okay. So
Gray.
you're
Yeah.
next.
Yeah. So my number 2, I guess I'm just gonna keep repeating myself. I expected to hate this film. There's nothing about it that speaks to me. It's before my time. It's a biopic. I didn't really know the director. I hated the actor that I knew was associated with it. I've only heard a few controversial things. Hated the company that is releasing the movie. Liked very few things that they did. But
Oh, it's
my
Sound of
God, the
Freedom,
Iron
right?
Claw. No, it's Iron Claw, man. Like it hit on so many fucking levels. But I hate Zac Efron. Loved him in this film. Like he totally,
Excellent.
he wasn't Zac Efron to me. He just dissolved into this character. Every supporting actor in this, from Maura Tierney to Holt McCallmy, just such amazing performances. I do have one issue with it. It's not the afterlife scene. I really like that. I really like the poetry of that and just the way it was filmed. I got it, and I could see that from the Kevin Von Erich point of view, that's what he would see happening. But for me, it's Ric Flair. It's like, come on, like
Yeah.
Jesus. It's so iconic, especially that promo in particular. But yeah, I mean, just they could have gotten a better Ric Flair, but everything else about this hit on so many levels. And the fact that this was such an amazing biopic in a year filled with such horrible biopics, I don't know. I expected to hate this one as much as I hated everything else. I was really looking forward to Ridley Scott's Napoleon, and was just so disappointed with it. I thought that it was going to be much of the same with this, but it's going to be Zac Efron, and I could not have been more wrong. I'm trying to think of another film that I've thought of and has just resonated with me and just connected on every level as much as this one. And I think there's only one other one that kind of matches that, but just everything about this on every rewatch, I'm finding so much more subtlety in every performance, and just the epitome of show don't tell. There's just so much more going on in this. This is one that the other biopics should be taking notes from. I guess it's bad for me to be judging Napoleon, since I guess like the 6-hour cut or whatever is going to be coming out soon, and that's the real flick of it. But I don't know. I just don't see as much characterization.
Yeah, I'm not watching.
I am too, because we got to see like half the film. So I don't know. I want to give him the credit, but I did not enjoy what we got. Where this, it is so much less time than that. And I feel like there's so much characterization. I feel like I knew every one of the brothers. I feel like I knew every one of the side characters. I do wish the other brother was in there, but I do understand why they cut it out. It's such similar territory, and it's just such sadness. Yeah. So I don't know. I really liked this, and it affected me way more than it should have. So for me, that one's number 2. I just really loved the Iron Claw, and I fully expected to hate it. It just no part of it should have resonated as much as it did to me. It's just such a powerful flick. I dig that one.
It's a shit film. Not funny. Not funny. Not funny.
Hell yeah, that's the worst movie I've ever seen. No, I'm joking. I think everyone says the same thing about it. We all liked it so much.
I mean, I just want to remind you all that Malty gave Scream 1 like a 3 out of 10 because he didn't realize
6.
Yeah.
I remember.
Okay, yeah, whatever. But and all of his flaws were literally him not realizing that all the stupid character moments were satire, so he called them flaws.
No, that was a bad movie. I didn't like it.
Yeah, he's like, why did the girl go in the dog door and then die stupidly like that? It's like, gee, because that's the joke.
It's the point. It's the joke.
That was a bad movie.
No.
And he also liked the third the most.
Yeah, that's actually true.
I will say
like
this
that
about the third one. I think it hits a bit different today because of the storyline where, where like Sydney's mom was being sexually harassed and lived through some sexual violence from an evil producer, from a film producer. Because it
For
hits
sure.
different
And the
way
fact that it was
because
Miramax too. Like, my
yeah,
God.
because we know that it was produced by Harvey Weinstein. So I very much feel like some of it was Wes Craven shitting on Weinstein in like to his face.
Yeah, in
Uh,
retrospect, it really seems like that.
Yeah.
which
That's
is
that's the only Scream movie I liked. The third
I,
one.
I don't get why,
Well,
but
you're wrong. Lillard
yeah.
makes it better.
Matthew Lillard is incredible, and I love him.
Anyway,
Okay.
So
So who's next after Gray?
I guess
Cole,
me.
go for
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. Number 2 is Sound of Freedom. So this was a fantastic
Based.
film. Yes, because child trafficking equals
Hell
bad. So
yeah.
that's all I
yes,
need.
yes,
Yeah,
Let's rock on it.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if the film, is terrible and that it also does a garbage job with its messaging and it's just QAnon bullshit. Child trafficking is bad, so you all should watch it. Critical Drinker is the best YouTuber ever.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
You speak the truth.
Yeah, no. If I ever saw a Critical Drinker in public, I would like punch him in the face. Anyway, number 2 is The Zone of Interest.
yeah.
Yeah, I just think now these top 3 ones, All of Us Strangers, Zone of Interest, and the last one, I think are just the most flawless, perfect films of this year. Zone of Interest, I just love so much. This is a film that I didn't think I would like as much because I get what the premise and everything in it is so unique, but it is things that I for me personally, I've seen like so much fucked up shit that I didn't think going into it that I would care as much as other people maybe who are like so haunted and disturbed by it and everything. But yeah, I was wrong. It's just incredible film. Sound design is masterful. It better win the best sound design at the Oscars. I swear to fucking god. Performance is incredible and it's just so haunting and like as Alex said, like you're watching ghosts. Honestly, it's shot just masterfully. Some of the best direction and cinematography of the year easily. I don't know, understand how this didn't get a best cinematography nom, and just all the scenes in it is incredible. It's like the lighting is incredible, the music is incredible, just the performances as well. Just I loved everything with this film and the stories and everything and how you see it in their perspective. Just love it, love everything about it. And I do want to say though, just one thing though, Alex did say it isn't a 10 out of 10. He does have like a big issue with it. He said about like being immature, like not showing it and kind of like tempting the audience or being like, aha, we know you want we know you want to see it, so and that makes you mad or something like that.
Yeah.
To me though, I
the
think
director going like, oh yeah, isn't it fucked up that you're watching this? Isn't it fucked up? Like yeah, oh, you should feel bad for watching this movie that I made for you to watch.
yeah, I mean, like I don't know, like if the director actually did that or not, and said that or not in interviews, but I could kind of see it
No,
if he
but
did.
that's how I felt.
I see. Well, I mean, he is like a very artsy director, so maybe, but I didn't get that from it at all. Like because I looked into like how it was made, and it's because it was made on a very thin budget. So they actually the whole reason why they didn't show it was because of the budget issue. That's why they had the fence up and everything. So then they wouldn't show anything that would cost too much. So for me, knowing that going into it, I didn't get that from it at all, and especially because just like the sound design and everything that they do is basically already like shown it to us. Like if they were to show the actual scenes, it would have been weaker than like just what we got from it with the sound design and everything. So because of that, I didn't have that issue with it. So I did just want to say that. But and because the budget issue thing.
It is.
But
totally
yeah, so just perfect film for me. Not a number 1 of the year though. But yeah, and I guess we'll let Alex go now with his number 2.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes. So my again, and back to France. I have a lot of French films in my top 10 this year, on my top 20. So I feel like Cole, you already know what this is. I talked to you about it, but yeah. So this is another trial film, a courtroom drama called The Goldman Case. So the Goldman Case, courtroom drama based on an actual trial. Actually, the dialogue in the movie is taken from the actual transcripts of the trial. And it is the second trial of Pierre Goldman, who was a far left activist who was basically suspected of killing two pharmacists during a robbery gone wrong. And the first time he was found guilty, and his lawyer managed to get him a second trial, and the movie is that trial. So it all takes place in that courtroom. And the way that the director shot the movie, he went and got the same cameras, like cameras from the 70s, to give it that feel. The actors are all incredible. And again, it's a very smart movie also in the way it stages everything. Like in a courtroom, like everyone is pretty much always in the same place, right? Except like the lawyers when they move and talk. But when like everyone else is just sitting. Well, what they will do in this movie in terms of staging? Let's say that you have Pierre Goldman himself, who is talking about like someone that he's met, even though he is sitting like behind him is a wall. When he will speak about that person in the frame, he will be seated in front of that person who is like out of focus in the back. So they kind of do a shit like this. Again, it's so well written, so well acted, so well directed, and it is a movie about what happens when you judge a person on their political beliefs instead of on their actions. Because this took place in France in the 70s, and everybody back then was very much right-winged, and he was very much left-winged. So they were judging him more on that than anything else. And so this is really what the movie is about. And so what happens when justice is not justice, when it's influenced by the political ideas of the justice system and the people in it. So I think it's a very brilliant film. So yeah, the Goldman case, it's my number 2 of the year. I will gladly rewatch this one anytime.
Okay. So my favorite movie this year. You're not ready for it.
It's not even from this year, so fuck.
You're not ready for it. It's freaking Halloween Resurrection.
What?
Halloween Resurrection. Hell yeah, Gray's favorite Halloween film. And I think he's trying to catch his bird or something right now, because if he wasn't, then he would react to this.
No, I was just like,
I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed, guys.
We're all disappointed as well.
I wanted a bigger reaction, but no. Okay,
if you wanted a reaction, then you should have said The Flash.
Oh yeah, actually you're right. But my actual favorite movie, it's not from this year. Sadly, I cheated again. It's Triangle of Sadness from 2022. I just adore this movie.
I agree with that. It's an incredible film.
I adore this movie. It's just freaking hard to beat this. And again, I said it when I mentioned my number 2. I can swap 1 and 2 anytime, because I think they are like on the same level of me enjoying the crap out of it.
And I will just say something. This film, I've heard so many people like on each website and in reviews say that this is like a toned down American like action version of the director's films and a lot weaker than his others. And I really feel like all the people saying this stuff and saying it's not that good or anything really missed so much in the film, and so many of like the messages and subtle things. Like there is so much to this film that people seem to have completely missed.
Oh yeah. The captain's dinner is probably one of the best scenes in film history now.
I agree. I agree.
It's incredible.
Yeah. It's just a wonderful movie. It's funny from start to finish. I don't remember laughing that much in a movie, and I don't remember wanting to rewatch a movie that's like 2 hour and like half, I believe, 2 hour and like 40-ish minute. But like right after I'm done watching it, I really wanted to get back at it and watch it again. And this is why I wanted to cheat a bit, because that movie deserves a mention there. Yeah, my favorite movie among all. Alex, what's your favorite one?
Okay, so I kind of rethought this list before we did this, because I thought that my favorite film of the year was Killers of the Flower Moon. That's what I've been saying for a
Yeah,
while.
I forgot that. I thought that
Mhm.
you would say that, and then I was
But
weirded out when you said that. But I know what your favorite is now.
yeah, but I kept thinking at okay, so what is the movie that I've enjoyed the most, that I've thought about the most, and there's one movie that sticks out. It's a film that I've seen in theaters 4 times,
Hmm.
and that is Godzilla minus one.
Yes,
Um,
that Japanese visual effects studio labor really comes in handy.
yeah, it does. But yeah, this is I know you. Oh, it's like a lot of you have not seen it, but Godzilla minus one is for me. I saw like it 3 times in the regular version and 1 time the black and white version that was shown 1 time in Montreal. And this is going to be my favorite, my definitive version of the film. And yeah, Godzilla minus one is incredible. So first of all, Godzilla as a monster has been a staple of Japanese cinema since 1954, and it's always been there for a reason. Like it's not just your run of the mill monster movie. It always represents something depending on the time in which that movie was made. Like in the 50s, Godzilla represented the disaster of the nuclear bombs that hit Nagasaki and Hiroshima during World War II. And now it's a bit different than that. Right now, in Godzilla minus one, at least, it represents trauma, mental illness, and basically survivor's guilt. So we have this character who was a kamikaze pilot in World War II, who was also a deserter. He decided to not kill himself and was highly shamed because of that by people he knew, by people back in his place. And so when Godzilla shows up in the town, he sees that as a way to finally like redeem himself and die for his country, which is insane because the director is highly against his main character's quest to kill himself. So this is a movie that will question the concepts of suicide and of honorable sacrifice in Japan, while you have a giant monster that serves as a visual representation of trauma. Um, it, in terms of pure visuals, it's incredible. The Godzilla scenes are breathtaking every single time. Again, I've seen it 4 times, and they keep having that same effect on me. Um, the actors are incredible, and this is a director who was mostly done animated films. So a lot of these actors are voice actors, and a lot of them is their first time in a live action film, and they actually nail it. They fully nail it. It's an incredible film in every way. I cannot recommend this enough. Even though I've seen it 4 times, I will see it a fifth and a sixth and a seventh time probably. So yeah, I highly recommend it, and I think it's probably the best Godzilla film that has been made. So yeah, Godzilla minus one, my favorite film of 2023.
I think
Damn.
we have it somewhere in the schedule, or
Yeah,
we'll
it should be
take it
coming
out,
up
or I don't know.
pretty soon. But yeah, I'm really excited to see that one, and I'm really sad that I haven't yet. That's kind of my
Yeah,
biggest
sadly,
regret
the
of
digital
2023.
release isn't coming to a while. I think so.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, but when it does, add it to the schedule. Same thing with other films. But yeah,
Yeah. So, Gray, what's your favorite movie?
Yeah, so I guess again, I just keep repeating myself that I guess I do like I like to subvert my expectations in a way. That's what almost all of these films that are on my list somehow are. This one I was fully expecting to hate. I caught like some of the trailer for it and was like, okay, I know exactly what this is. This is feel good schlock. Like I know why they're releasing it around this time. Like this just I don't know. It looked completely pointless to me, and like there's no reason why I need to see this. The director, he's really hit or miss with me. He has a couple of films that really hit with me, and then a couple of films that I just hate and people like, and I can't understand why they like them. So it's Alexander Payne, and the movie is The Holdovers. I fully expected this to just be some schlocky Christmas feel good, okay. These guys are unwanted, but they're going to find purpose. They're going to have a happy time. And that is nothing like what this film actually ended up being. I don't know. It just connected with me on so many different levels. First off, kind of like Alex was talking about with the courtroom one, the way that he actually films this, he actually got the cameras, the lenses. It doesn't feel like it's a period piece. It feels like it's a hidden film. Just everything about it and the way that he mixed it in mono, it is just, it feels like it's just pulled out of a vault. Not that this is a new period piece. It just, I don't know, it hits on a different level for me, and it just connects with me, and it feels like it's just this hidden treasure. I can understand, it being a controversial director, why he's not getting as much praise as he should, but my God, every one of the performances in this, from Paul Giamatti, like, I don't know how the hell he did the wall-eyed thing in this, but to the Angus Tolley, Dominic Cessna, this is an unknown kid that just happened to be going to the school that they're filming at. Like, that is crazy. Just the subtlety in every performance from every actor in this. I don't know. I can't sing enough praises to this movie. I understand Multi's one objection that they didn't show the kid die in Vietnam, but I don't know.
No,
I think that would
I
take
also had
away.
the plot convenience.
Plot convenience.
He is
The plot
fully wrong.
convenience. The plot convenience was the damn guy randomly showing up at the right place, right moment, and telling, "Oh yeah, you're there. You're still at that place."
Hey, Malty, we already explained to you why it isn't a plot convenience, and then you agreed with us.
I
on
can't
stream.
remember.
So
I
you
totally
remember
forgot.
having it, but maybe you're right, and it's just my fish memory talking right
Yes.
now.
So you gave it a 9.75, and then your one issue was the Vietnam thing, which again, if the film is only in the perspective of three people the entire time, then why would they show it? Because they didn't go to the Vietnam War. Also, it would remove from it. Like, really, you have a heartfelt, dramatic scene describing it, and then you want just a cheesy ass war scene with a bunch of explosions and stuff. That would ruin it.
No, that would have something else.
I think it would. I think you'd have a different film on your hands. It wouldn't be, it'd be more of a Forrest Gump type deal.
Yes, especially because America,
the war scene wouldn't
at
come
that
off.
time didn't know much of like what was going on with the Vietnam War on the outside and how, what America was doing. So it's also better in that perspective as well.
But I did not expect to like this film at all. I thought it was going to be some feel-good holiday schlock, and it was just going to be one of those, okay, I understand why they're releasing this at Christmas. It's going to be whatever. It is so hauntingly, beautifully depressing in a, I don't know, maybe I was just in the right depressed mind state, but I watched it one night, and then I had to watch it again like the next day. It was really sticking with me. I, in fact, had to show it to somebody else just to see, like, am I just in this weird depressed state that this is like perfect, or what's going on with this? I think it is just that kind of hidden treasure feeling that this whole thing has with the use of cinematography, and then the sound thing really just kind of takes me back. I don't know. Everything about this hits in a way that it shouldn't, and then that ending is just so powerful, where he's not just sacrificing his job, like he's sacrificing every bit of life that he knows, and it's just, I don't know. It really has stuck with me. To me, this was my favorite film of 2023, and yeah, I think you're wrong, Multi. The war scene would have just taken away from it.
I'm always right. Cole, you're next.
The opposite, but anyway, yeah, well, this will end quickly, because my number one, I'm actually not going to go into, because we're going to go into it next week. That's Poor Things, so you can wait for that.
That's actually
not going to say a single thing tonight.
Poor Thing is tomorrow. I'm excited about it. So, without too much spoiler, I liked it more than guys gave me credit.
Yeah, I thought. Listen, I thought you would say not funny 50,000 times.
I didn't mention it, but not 50 times.
Okay, so like 50, got it.
Okay, like 100.
Oh fuck!
That movie went in the minus. No, I'm joking.
Hell yeah.
No. Looking forward for tomorrow. Next week we will cover
Yes.
our.
And I will just say one thing though before we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, just to screen share this. So we were doing the predictions thing. Now we are gonna host a watch party for, I believe it will be Joker or Austin and Bradley hosted it, and then us four are
Nice.
gonna watch it. And yeah, if you guys want to join though, then let us know. We don't want it to be too big, but if any of you want to join it, join us.
When
It'll be
is
in
it?
just it will
It's
be
gonna be
on
Oscar
March.
Sunday.
Yeah, March
Next
10th.
Sunday. Okay. At what time?
Mark. Well, I don't know the exact time. It's something
The
like
Oscar time, sir.
5. Yeah, let me.
So
Google
vague.
exists.
Yeah, okay, so it's 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. So, what's your time zone again, Multi?
Eastern. So right now for me it's 8:30.
Yeah,
Almost
so
30.
okay, so it would be 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Time on March 10th, Sunday. So, but anyway, so these are the prediction things we got so far. Though there's everybody and blank ones that from people who haven't done it yet, but who will. The names that have an asterisk beside it, though, are ones that aren't confirmed doing it, but the others without an asterisk, like Joker, Austin, Alex, Garrett, and Michael and others, are pretty sure will do it. But yeah, these are the ones that have sent them in so far, and the ones that haven't. Quite a diverse list so far, but yeah, pretty interesting. Even if we scroll down here, yeah, I think the craziest one I've seen so far though is Marvel DC thinking that Indiana Jones will win Best Score, but
It isn't even the best Indiana Jones score.
yeah, interesting. But hey, if it wins, then he's they'll make him look like a genius. So.
Great. Cole. I'm so messed up right now, man. Waking up at 6:30 is so rough, but I need to do it only 2 more weeks, and I have my true schedule. I cannot wait to have my true schedule.
Nice. That's awesome to hear.
Yeah. So
but anyway, as I said though, watch party. If any three of you want to join, let me know. But yeah,
send me the link for the watch party, and if I end up being free, I will join. That will be fun to cover that with you guys.
I'll definitely be there in chat.
I mean, just awesome. Okay, so that's 2
I'll
now. I think Alex will do it with his friends though. So
okay,
unless he wants to join this one instead.
Yeah, I mean, no, you're right. I don't think I can because I have people coming over. We're doing an Oscar watch party, but here, like at my place.
Yeah. Right. So I think he'll be doing it with his other friends. So yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. So send me the link if you guys want me around. I will hop in if I'm free. Anyhow, I'm excited. Next Monday, same time as today, we are doing our worst 10. I cannot wait to shock you all with my Omega.
Yeah, one of them that appeared today might appear on my list as well. So that's interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you're one of your best multi is in my worst, so that's gonna be interesting.
Hey, mine too, maybe.
Looking forward for this. Anyhow, tomorrow.
I think that before we leave, we should again just relist our tops.
Yeah, that could be interesting. Yeah, go for it, Alex. 10, not 22. 10, only 10.
No, I'll do I'll do all of them. I've spoken about 22 of them.
Yeah, do all of them.
I'll just be quick about it. Boy. Okay, so number 22 was Saltburn. Number 21 was How to Have Sex. Number 20 was The Iron Claw. Number 19 was American Symphony. Number 18 was Evil Does Not Exist. Number 17 was Humanist Vampire. Number 16 was Monster. Number 15 was Poor Things. Number 14 was The Taste of Things. Number 13 was The Book of Solutions. Number 12 was The Zone of Interest. Number 11 was Mars Express. Number 10 was Anatomy of a Fall. Number 9 was Killers of the Flower Moon. Number 8, was The Nature of Love. Number 7, Boys Afraid. Number 6, Red Rooms. Number 5, The Beast. Number 4, May December. Number 3, The Rapture. Number 2, The Golden Case. And number 1, Godzilla -1.
Okay. So Gray, what's your top 10 movies?
Yeah, so El Conde was 10, Zone of Interest was 9, Operation Fortune, what's the subtitle? Ruse de Guerre, was my strange 8. All of Us Strangers was 7, Old Dads was 6. Somehow I closed it, but Dungeons and Dragons, whatever the subtitle of that one was my number 5. Number 4 was
Honor
Spider-Man
Among
Across the
Thieves.
Spider. Thank you, Honor Among Thieves. I don't know why that just was gone from my head after I talked about it. It's like gone. So I really needed your help with that. Then Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse 4, Barbie 3, Iron Claw 2, and The Holdovers was my surprise number 1. Just amazing film of the year.
And me, I cheated. Guys know it. Guys noticed it. So my 10th place was Arrival 2016 with a 9.9 out of 10. Followed by in 9th place Searching 2018, 9.9 out of 10. Followed by Missing 2023, 10 out of 10. Followed by Gone Girl 2014, 10 out of 10 for the 7th place. For the 6th place, we got Dream Scenario with another 10 out of 10. And again, that's a 2023 movie. In 5th place, we got the Iron Claw 2023 with a 10 out of 10. Followed by, in 4th place, The Killer 2023, another 10 out of 10. Gran Turismo 2023, 10 out of 10. Red Rooms 2023, 10 out of 10. And Triangle of Sadness 2022, 10 out of 10. My first and second, I think I can swap them any day, anytime. Cole, what is your top 10?
Yeah, top 10. I'll add the other 2 in there because why not? But so I'll make this a top 12, and what it will probably be once I rewatch the other 2. Number 12, Across the Spider-Verse. Number 11, Killers of the Flower Moon. Number 10, When Evil Lurks. Number 9, The Boy and the Heron. Number 8, Red Rooms. Number 7, Past Lives. Number 6, Monster. Number 5, May December. Number 4, Anatomy of a Fall. Number 3, All of Us Strangers. Number 2, The Zone of Interest. And number 1, Poor Things. And also, last thing, before I guess we head out as well.
There's another last thing after that. So, like, that's like the 10th
okay.
last thing.
Fair
It's
enough.
the lastest last.
So not only are the Oscars happening, but this weekend, but also the Razzies. And so when we do our top 10 worst on Sunday, this will happen on, I believe. Sorry, I mean not Sunday, Monday. When we Monday, the Oscars will happen on Sunday, and then the Razzies will happen on Saturday. I believe they'll just like upload a YouTube video or something. And nobody really cares about the Razzies anymore, especially the disrespectful shit they did. They're like somehow worse than the Oscars, but still, this will be kind of fun, especially since some of the films on here will probably be on other people's lists. So on Monday, when we do the top 10 worst, I'll also say the Razzies results here. But I'll wait till Tuesday on the actual stream for us to talk about the Oscar results, which we'll probably do like at the start of the stream before we dive into the films and stuff.
Yeah, that sounds like a good plan. Now there's 2 last thing, I think, except if guys.
Hey, we already said last thing. Oh my god.
There's 2. Like, number 1, I will start working on a big video for the 100th episode because we did almost 100 episode, and I will repeat what I already mentioned. If guys would like to clip something or remember stuff you enjoyed from any of the streams, just send them to me like through any means I can access it, and I will add it to the big video. So it's like I will basically. Yeah,
I just want a compilation of you saying not funny.
I can try. Look,
instead of showing.
I need your guys' help, all of you, and DC if he's still in the chat. But again, most of it I will still try to do it on my own.
Well, look. There's no need to just like need to do it on episode 100. Just make a compilation of all the moments.
But I want to
Whenever
do
you-
it for 100 so we can show it. That's part of the big event.
yes, but you know, you don't have to if you can in time. You can just do it whenever
I will
whenever
make
you
it
find
in
enough
time. It will
whenever
be
you can find
smaller.
enough clips over time, you know, over time, all right? And also because I definitely don't have the time for it, and I'm sure Alex doesn't, and I'm sure Gray doesn't, so
But again, it's just in case, in case. So I already started collecting stuff, and this is what I will be doing for the next month or so because it's coming soon. Like, I think 100 will be like somewhere in April or like May. So it should be ready by there because, again, I start this week working on that. But just if something comes up to your mind, just save it somewhere and send it to me when you can. Now, second, well, we are officially in the last thing. Uh, it's more like the outro, the usual outro. So, what do you have going on your end of the internet, Alex?
Nothing, because I don't really do much on the internet. I'm just working on my shit and coming here once a week.
What about you, Cole?
nothing much again, just movie review stuff and preparing for other streams. So yeah, and trying to write films now maybe. So
Hell yeah, that's not nothing, man. That's amazing.
Yeah,
I want to read.
that's
I want to
always
read your
something.
shit.
yeah,
Hell yeah.
again, no timestamp or anything, like, because you never know, I might give up, or it might take ages, or I might be sidetracked with doing other things, which I am right now with trying to get more back into like writing reviews for Letterboxd in the future, maybe. So no timestamp or anything, but if I ever do get far with anything, then I'll definitely send it to you. I will say though, when I went to the border the other week and everything, and we stayed at a hotel, it actually got me more ideas for this one idea for a screenplay I had about
Hell yeah.
about somebody who like works at the border in Costa Rica to like Nicaragua or Panama, and it's sort of like and slice of life thing and like interaction
That could be
there.
cool,
And
actually.
I got I got more ideas from staying there at a hotel and everything for like a
Nice.
side plot there. Yeah, with
Very
the
cool.
tourists. So yeah.
Very cool.
Okay. Gray, what do you have going on your end of the internet?
Yeah, a video that's taken me way too long should be dropping pretty soon. But on Thursday, check out that darn Kidda's channel, The Thinkers. We're having a very special guest on this week, so yeah, should be quite fun. I don't know if I can announce who it is, but it should be kind of a big show. So yeah, good times.
Awesome. I'll definitely be watching if I can rember. Sorry, what day again?
Thursday. That's
Thursday, the best day of the week. Every Thursday morning, Thinkers.
Awesome.
Good times.
So yeah, on my end, not that much is happening. We do the podcast. I have gaming streams when I do have the time. Outside of that, I'm having a blast, guys. Thank you again. Each week is wonderful, and tomorrow we cover movies. And yeah, I think this marks the end of this stream. Thank you for watching, everyone that turned on.